Hey everybody, welcome to the LaserDisc Wolfpack THX CAV Special Limited Edition podcast. This part of the show was supposed to be hosted and narrated by Charlton Heston, and we could not hire him. Apparently he doesn't have a Cameo account. Is he alive? Is he still alive?
I think he's long dead.
Yeah, I think that's also a factor why he was not able to narrate this show. But I'll do the intro. I'm Sam Hatch. I'm Culturedog, and I'm going to pass it over to the panelists, starting with the bearded Ryan Cushing.
I spent the last week getting $20K worth of dental work because I had baby teeth, and now I'm ready for the movie and the podcast.
Look at you.
I'm gonna pass it off to Chris Haller.
I spent the week getting insurance covered dental work that didn't cost me anything.
Living the dream.
So I feel like I'm living pretty good over here. All right, let's just go and talk about our dental work. I'm going to pass it off to Hayden.
Hey everyone, I'm sponsored today by Mike's Hard Lemonade, this fancy cup, and coffee off screen. I spent the week working up the courage to watch the movie for tonight's episode, and enjoying the fact that I've already gotten all my essential dental work done for the moment. So I'll pass it on to Luke.
Hey, let's go. I'm ready to go. Come on, I got things to do. Here we go.
And that's Luke. And I'm sponsored by Owen Wilson and Kylie Ren Tumbler Full of Water, as always. And yes, this episode it's a hot mess. The origins of this episode spurred from a mutual love of the actor Keith David. And so you can think of like all the killer movies that Keith David's in. Like we'll talk about The Thing, we'll talk about The Quick and the Dead, and then quickly that turned into we'll talk about Armageddon. And I said, wait, he's in that? And then Luke reminded me, yeah, he's one of the military guys. And I was like, all right. So, yes.
Armageddon. There we go.
It's Armageddon time.
As always, we raced right to the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, this is high quality stuff right here. Michael Bay's third film, Armageddon.
I mean, I'm going to say, considering the director, we could go much lower, but this is pretty low on the totem pole.
Agree to disagree. I think it's his best work. Maxine. What is his first movie?
First movie, Bad Boys.
Okay. Never seen Bad Boys.
Bad Boys has really good music video energy that helps it translate into a successful, thing.
Which, makes sense. That's Michael Bay's wheelhouse.
Like he blew his load on this movie, and it's been all downhill since.
It was Bad Boys, Bad Boys 2, and then Armageddon?
Well, actually, it was Bad Boys, The Rock, and then Armageddon.
The Rock.
Oh, okay. Of course, yeah.
There's Max with the classy Criterion version.
It looks so clean.
Showing us all up.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it has no surround sound, no discrete surround sound, so it's dead to me.
Because
it's got
commentaries,
an amazing
right?
Commentary.
Yeah. You can't have 5.1 and commentary.
There's an extra scene in the Armageddon in the Criterion.
Oh, it's longer.
Yeah.
That sounds so appealing to me.
I mean,
I had no idea.
I saw this film in 1998, opening weekend, went with a bunch of friends. I think I saw parts of it on cable again a little bit later, and then I never bought it on LaserDisc. I got this in a lot about a year or two ago for $0, so that was a nice investment. So I was primed and ready for this episode.
All right, everybody. You know what? All this hate on Armageddon is great. I got to listen to Haller talk about how much he loves all this big fancy Hollywood movies, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to be a Grinch. I really like Armageddon. Let's watch Armageddon. Let's make Haller happy. And he's like, no, baby, it sucks.
Whoa.
Sucks.
I haven't been able to speak with any nuance.
Yep.
Let me preface as the biggest hater on the panel that even though
you love
a 28-year-old, I don't love Armageddon as much as I did when I was a 15-year-old. I still really like this movie.
Okay. So when did this come out again? Because
1998.
Like what month?
July.
What month?
July.
Yeah. So I had just graduated high school. I was working at the AMC, and this was like the Blockbuster movie of the summer. I'm like, let's go. I probably went with my family. We would watch a lot of movies together, and it was just like, yo, this is great. This is of course it's ridiculous. Of course it's, a guy screams in space. I mean, there's a fire in space and he screams at the very beginning.
There's many fires in space
And much
in this
screaming.
movie.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's my favorite thing about
I like
this.
it. I of the
So much
big
screaming.
blockbuster movies, this might be my favorite. And cut long story short, it's because of the actors in it. I think they really had a fun time making it, and it was just it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I think this is like a perfect 90s big up and coming and established big stars kind of movie. They don't really make these kinds of movies anymore outside of big superhero movies.
I don't think there's a movie. Yes, other than superhero movies, where they give small directors a chance to make a big movie. They were giving these small actors a chance, but you still have Bruce Willis too.
Yeah.
So still had Billy Bob, who
Billy Bob crushed
won an Oscar by then, right?
Yeah,
This
Ben was
was
coming up.
But still, it was for Sling Blade. Sling Blade was a small movie.
Right.
This was like a huge movie for him. And you got Michael Clark Duncan, who hadn't done anything before this. And you have Steve Buscemi, who is small. And then you have Owen Wilson, who was in fucking Bottle Rocket before that. And then Ben
And
Affleck.
Anaconda, don't forget.
Yeah.
And
Ben
Cable Guy.
Affleck, who was in Good Will Hunting and won an Oscar.
Yeah, just
They're
about
like, hey, come on.
everyone.
Right.
Just about everyone who was in this movie and worked on this movie went on to do really interesting things. This was Liv Tyler's second big movie after Empire Records.
Yeah.
And then she went on to do Lord of the Rings.
Everyone besides Bruce Willis blew up. He was already there.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the screenplay credits.
I mean, even
J.J.
Jason Isaacs
Abrams?
plays just this random idiot scientist that they make fun of pretty much the whole movie.
You start with Eddie Griffith and Mark Curry. They're the first two guys. It's and they're just extras almost,
Yeah.
Eddie Griffith and his dog.
Yeah, just talking to his dog. I don't know what's going on. So many uncomfortable.
God,
I mean,
Peter Stormare is good in this movie.
He's amazing.
As far as the fundamentals of this movie go, the acting is not the problem.
No.
With my
I agree.
assessment of
And
Armageddon.
for those who have never seen it before, it is a story about a giant asteroid the size of Texas that is imminently going to impact and destroy pretty much life on Earth as we know it. Thankfully, small portions are breaking off and mostly destroying places that aren't the United States in the meantime, so that's okay.
All of Asia.
Yeah, so
Do we
whatever.
wanna
No big deal. Phew, it didn't hit the U.S. All right.
That was
Do
one
we-
of the things they covered in the commentary. They're like, it can't just hit the United States because then it's not threatening the world. It's just threatening America.
Yeah.
It's
And
got to
then
be
it never-
a worldwide presence.
outside of the beginning where it threatens New York, it never threatens America again.
It learned its lesson. And then the rest of the world either just dies or they worship American efforts from afar and just kind of stare at the sky.
right,
Nothing's changed since 1998.
Should we do a plot synopsis
Yeah.
before we dig into sequences?
We need to talk about the Roughnecks and why they can't send astronauts to save the day. They got to send oil rig drillers.
Yeah, so the whole premise of this movie is an asteroid's coming to Earth. It's a planet killer. They describe it as a planet killer. And they come up with a bunch of terrible ideas, and the best idea they have is to hire the best oil drillers in the world and send them into space with about 10 days of prep time.
Yep.
And that's your basic plot of the movie.
But you're missing an
send-
important part, which is they are going with actual astronauts. What's his face from Heat?
Yes.
William Fichtner's in it.
It
and
essentially is a
So
group of. Sorry,
They
go
aren't
ahead.
being taught how to be astronauts. Ben Affleck very famously on the commentary said, "Oh, blah, blah, why they gotta?" They aren't. They're going with astronauts, and they're just doing the drilling job.
yeah, they were taught to
It's-
resist G-forces,
makes sense.
essentially. Yeah.
Yes, it's essentially they send a group of really entertaining blue collar workers
Yep.
who are all really good at their jobs
Yes.
in space with a bunch of straight laced astronauts who are like, take this shit seriously. We're going to fucking space. And of course, the blue collar workers are like, will you shut the fuck up? We
Yes.
gotta drill. And this is how we drill.
Yeah.
So it's a culture clash, but it's mostly just we have to save the world, god damn it, guys, kind of movie.
Yeah.
I love the Oh, okay.
No, go
yeah,
ahead.
that's it. And that's
And
pretty much all there is. That's the whole movie, right?
And it's like, it's written by, the first screenplay was turned in by J.J. Abrams. We've got people like Tony Gilroy,
Yes,
who did their hand in helping write this movie. Like, this movie is a monster. It's a $140 million space blockbuster from 1998 that doesn't really ever feel like a sci-fi movie.
and 140 hours long too.
Yeah, and I feel like that's just my first thought is that it is my favorite space movie that doesn't feel like a science fiction movie at all.
I mean, space shuttles are badass. They might as well just be like Colonial Vipers or Tomcats or something, just flying around like badass through space, slingshotting around the moon. And
one of the first
rolls.
things that they do is they're like, hey, we have some secret space planes that we've been keeping in a garage for this occasion.
They filmed all this at NASA too. Like, this is like unprecedented access they had. They had to like go through NASA consultants. They had a guy that they had to run things off of to keep NASA happy, because if they didn't like the movie, they could have cut scenes or made you change like outcomes of the movie. So like,
I think the best thing that sets the tone for this movie is at the beginning, they're starting to find these asteroids after they start breaking off, and this man who lives out in the country has this giant telescope.
No, he lives in a trailer. He lives in a trailer.
With Grace Zabriskie, his wife.
Well, he's got this giant telescope.
Yep.
And I saw this movie for the first time in like 2010 or maybe 2008 when I was like 13 years old. And the way this guy screams, "Get the phone books! Get the books! Get the books!" And it's like, there's like a different cut to his face every time he says it. That moment has stuck with me.
Yeah,
it's such a distinct line read.
It would have been so great at the end of the film, like they have like the big kind of triumphant finale. It cuts back to him, and he's still yelling at Grace Zabriskie to get the books.
But they can't do that because after they pretty much settle on the asteroid being the big thing they got to deal with, they cut to him saying, "Hey, I saw a comet in the sky.
Yes,
and I want to name it after my wife because she sucks ass so much."
Yeah. Dottie.
It's like all of these lines that, like, if it was anyone else directing and it was anyone else delivering these lines, they would be sour. But like, every person in this movie gets what this is and hams it way up.
Oh, the ham is there.
To the point where it's just such a beautifully, like, if it was made in the 70s, it would be a sub $1 million movie.
Called Meteor.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Meteor. They did make it in the 70s.
It would have a VHS that never got released on DVD. That never got ported to DVD. But instead, we have a $140 million blockbuster juggernaut that clears $553 million at the box office and is the highest grossing film of 1998.
Because it was fun. Because it was an enjoyable outing at the movies. Like, you went with your mom or your parents, like I did, because I was cool. And you're like, that was a fun time. It wasn't, of course they blew up they saved the day. And it's just, it was a lot of fun at the time. But that's what I'll say. And we got to talk about Deep Impact that came out at the same time.
Not nearly as much fun. I've always
heard Deep Impact is the more scientific movie, blah, blah, blah. But I have zero interest in seeing that movie. I mean, who cares? I don't care. It's probably not as fun.
Yeah, the latter half of the 90s there was always dueling blockbusters with the same exact concept, just with different
Volcano.
Now we got to talk about Dante's Peak.
Yep.
Dante's Peak.
Now, Luke, when you saw this in theaters, was it a packed theater?
Of course, every movie I saw in the 90s was a packed theater.
Well,
all movies were packed at the time because you had movies like this that were just a great time.
And I have to imagine the energy in that room was crazy. Like, I watched this alone in my basement last night. And when I tell you that's not the most exciting vibe.
Oh, I watched alone, and it was fun. I
watched it alone, too.
Yeah.
I asked my wife, "Do you want to watch Armageddon with me?" And she's like, "Yeah, I saw it in the 90s. I'm good."
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of movies that play so much better in a room full of engaged people. like I saw Titanic in the movie theaters in 2012 when it came out with like maybe 45 people, and it felt way better than watching it on a CRT in my bedroom at home because I lived with my parents at the time.
First thing, Titanic didn't come out in 2012. But
no, it got re-released in 2012.
Sure.
Wait, it didn't?
Yes, we all know 97 was the year of Titanic.
Yeah.
So I was listening to a podcast
on this one to Titanic too. Like some of the just the scores.
Oh, there's flutes for days in this thing. It's my heart will go on was just lurking around every corner.
I'm like, damn it, that is really close.
Oh yeah.
I think an interesting, topic is the comparison between Michael Bay and Cameron. They're both making these big movies, and the difference. I heard an argument that Michael Bay is like this all heart, like this just pounding heart, while Cameron kind of tones it way down. And this movie, big time. Come on, the loving of the love between Liv Tyler and what's his face and what blah 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 blah. It is, but
they hired a writer for just those sequences because they wanted it to actually feel authentic, knowing that everything else was this amazing cast just kind of shooting film and like eating up real estate. But the like romance scenes, they had a real writer, and they like went back and forth trying to keep them tight and moving, so that it like actually drew you in without, dragging the movie down.
And I'm going to argue that it doesn't work. That the only part of the movie that I do not buy is this deep, sentimental romance between Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler. Like,
why does
the picnic scene? The picnic scene is unbearable.
The picnic scene where he's got the animal cracker, and it's
just man, that's called.
That was like
how you do it.
That's bro. Like that was written by AI.
I rolled the dog past that scene.
It was so as a father of a daughter, it was I felt those things, it's like, oh man, what he's like, I want you to be better than me and all this bullshit. I don't want you to, but it hit everything for me. And I think this movie is ridiculous. It is, but for whatever reason, it works for me. And all the feels that I was supposed to feel, I fucking felt. Man, I don't know.
I
feel like we watched a lot of different movies in here.
I think that like I bought their romance the best at the very beginning when it's tied into like the rest of the tone of the movie. Like when Bruce Willis, like that's the first introduction to everybody. Like the famous thing is that this movie got released as part of the Criterion collection, and one of their rationales is that Michael Bay, yes, they need money, but that's why they put out like Pulp Fiction and all these other things in the 90s, but like they put Armageddon out at the end of LaserDisc, and like one of their arguments is that Michael Bay tells you exactly who everyone is in this movie more effectively than anyone else does in the history of blockbuster making. That's kind of like their thesis.
Who the fuck is Noonan? Who's Noonan? Who was that guy?
Who cares? Noonan shows up for like 3 insert shots. But
this thing's all about insert shots and montages. You're going to have montages for days. You're going to love it.
Is this possibly the most montage movie, or have we found that out yet?
I mean, they condensed 10 days into 2.5 hours and saved the world at the same time. Like,
I love it.
No, they condensed 18 days into 2.5 hours.
Was it? Because it felt the jump from the rig to them like going out after the guys seemed like instantaneous. Like, all right, guys, see you later. Oh,
Affleck had his own business started by then, even though it was like days?
Because if it wasn't, that means there would be days in between that they were just like, oh yeah, the world's dying. Okay, whatever.
Well, my only reasoning for that is that at the beginning of the movie, we're looking at these NASA guys, and they're coming up with all these terrible ideas like solar wind sails and all this garbage. And one of them goes, I've done the math. We have 18 days from this point to where the asteroid's going to hit us. And the end of the movie takes place literally 3 seconds.
Yeah. Sure. So it was 18 days,
And they're like, give them another minute when there's like 30 seconds left. Give them another minute. It's like, you literally don't have another minute. Stop saying that.
I'm trying to unpack what you said. So, yes, we are introduced to all these characters. We know them, got it. And then, but I still feel like the relationship between Liv Tyler and Ben Affleck was fine. Like I had zero problems with it. I want to know why you guys had problems with it.
It was creepy, but the love triangle between her and her dad and Ben Affleck was weird. Like especially the bit where he basically wants to kill Ben Affleck because
that was
he's taking his girl, not like his daughter, but like his girl.
I didn't see it like that. It was just like, hey,
and then I love the bit where he stares at them making out and necking, and he's
making
like,
out in the turbine.
I wish I was Ben Affleck.
All right.
With a lamp shining on them.
That is a little creepy.
I didn't feel like that at all until you've said that. And now
that is not how I
same.
read that scene.
No, I didn't read that way.
that
But
was
if
my
you have a
like-
daughter and she's on a rig with you, like you're just gonna, it shouldn't be a surprise that she's the only girl on the rig probably, and she's gonna start boning Ben Affleck. Come on.
I think that like the transition from Bruce Willis being angry, wanting to kill Ben Affleck.
I mean, he just runs around shooting everything on the rig. It's like, why
But
am I
he's saying,
supposed to
I'm
like
just,
this guy?
he's like,
Like,
I'm just
that's
scaring him or
Harry.
whatever.
Harry, he's
Right,
wacky.
but like-
he
but
fires
like, by the end
shotguns
of
all
the
the time at
movie-
work.
By the end of the movie, I think you genuinely feel like there's enough to motivate Bruce's character to really see Ben Affleck as a son, and you can kind of see inklings of that in the beginning of this.
Sure.
I
don't think he wasn't
I don't
trying
see
to kill him. He was just trying to scare him.
I know,
Absolutely,
it was
and
so
I don't-
ridiculous.
My
also
question is,
don't
how
see-
old was Liv Tyler supposed to be? Like how
Like
old was she?
18 or
This can't be the first time.
19 or
she
something.
had to
12.
be.
19.
I'm
She's speaking
thinking-
Japanese and
Yeah, I was gonna say she's.
No. They said she's old enough to drink, so she is at least 21, 22.
Yeah, she's running the
Yes.
company essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
this can't possibly be the first time that.
No.
But,
Okay,
Maybe
so
the first time she got caught, but sure.
So the movie's introduction to those guys is on the oil rig, and then they get basically taken to NASA and basically
Makes
bullied into
after a montage where like
Yeah,
you don't
it's
even
the
know what's
best
going on.
montage.
Like
No, the montage of them being caught, gathered up is
Yeah.
amazing.
it's like,
Like with
Owen Wilson's
what's his
just
face on the
riding
motorcycle?
a horse.
Owen Wilson,
Michael Clark
who's-
Duncan is on the run from all these cops and a helicopter for
Yeah.
no
What's
goddamn
What does
reason.
he say? What does he say? He says
You
a
can't
really
catch
funny line.
Papa Bear or something like
Yeah.
that. It was like that's what constituted script writing in the 90s. They're like, why is he being chased by cops? Who cares? It's like, will the people in the cheap seats laugh? Yup. Have them say something
I
dumb
think
like,
that
come and
was
get Papa
probably
Bear.
some ad libs. I think
There
there
was
a
no
lot of
script
ad-libs
there.
going
It's
on.
just,
No,
they
it was
came
just
up with a
like
sequence and he
Yeah.
probably
stupid
said that and
imagery.
they're like, that's the one.
And
Like,
you'll laugh. This movie is like so cartoonish that it makes Looney Tunes look like a Terrence Malick film. So when it tries to get treacly and sentimental, when I saw it in the theater, I was physically offended and I wanted to beat up everybody involved in this. I was like,
Yeah.
you do not get to think that you could fucking make me feel for these characters after
Now,
you've shown
Sam-
them to me to be the most cartoonish idiots.
now Sam,
Through
I'm
this
going to
running
give you
time.
a strong
they're
counterpoint
lovable
here.
idiots, though.
No,
Like,
they're not.
you like them all.
You like him a lot.
Stephen
You-
Buscemi's a pedophile.
Yeah, he's not. Well, like maybe.
Steve Buscemi is not a pedophile. Steve Buscemi
Just
is
Is
a
always in
teenager.
underage girls and is
He didn't know.
consistently
She
worried
didn't say
about
the
them.
name. You know, she didn't say how old she was.
Shout
He
out to
didn't
Shawnee
know.
Smith in an early scene too.
Now, I'm going to counterpoint you, Sam. You
Okay.
said that this movie is too cartoonish and that Looney Tunes be put to shame.
Yes.
No, he
This
said
is-
Looney Tunes would be a Terrence Malick.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
Looney
tone
Tunes
of
would be a
this
Terrence Malick
is
film.
ridiculous.
Need I remind you, the most recent Looney Tunes feature at this point is Space Jam.
So
And
this is
I
like
think
Space Jam.
I think that Looney Tunes in Space Jam, the script of that movie makes Armageddon's script look like a Terrence Malick movie in comparison.
I mean, to
So-
be fair, I had a lot more fun watching it now. When I saw this 1998, it was probably
I can see that. I can see that.
I
But for
really
me-
wanted to murder the people. I'll shoot
You
them
were too cool
in the
for it in
leg like Bruce
1998.
Willis that were involved in making the film. I hated it so much,
So for me,
but I've grown soft on it.
in 98, it was all about those actors. This was, like I said, you have Owen Wilson, who I just saw in I didn't see Anaconda, but maybe I did. But it was like, oh, you're going to bring these actors that I think are like special into this big movie. Oh, I'm all on board. Steve Buscemi's here. Like, it was a big deal, and they don't do that kind of stuff anymore. I mean, maybe they do, but it was a big deal when it came out.
I would say the most recent example is Oppenheimer. But moving on.
Okay, we're not. When you have the guy from. Okay, no, I say okay, no, but whatever.
We'll table that for later.
I'll make guy imaginable in the movie.
What is Armageddon if not every white guy except for
that Bottle Rocket? Like it was that movie was such an indie darling, and then you want to throw him the main. You know, he was funny in that movie. He's great. You say, hey, let's bring him and throw him in this big budget movie, and he was very clearly just he was not on that rig, Owen Wilson. And then he dies immediately when he goes into space.
Yeah,
like he was last minute. He was a
plug. Okay. Before we get to the space launch,
guys driving the damn ship that crashed, they got sucked out the freaking window.
Yeah, they got spaced like they do in Star Trek 09. Okay, so before they go to space and they do all their space training, we got to talk about the scene where Bruce Willis's character lists their demands to the government before they agree to train. It's one of the great scenes where you get everyone completely, the core of their character. One of them asks for them to bring back 8-track tapes. One of them asks for them to stay in the White House, the Lincoln bedroom of the White House for the summer.
Never pay taxes again.
All of them are like, hey, we're fucking done paying taxes if we pull this off. Which is, I think, the single most relatable, like, American character trait these guys have.
Those lists were real lists from the cast, and Bruce just was given the lists, and he just started reading through, and they took that scene like that. Like, they didn't know what was going to happen, and that's what he did, and, like, brought it to. And it worked perfectly.
They all land, like, Bruce goes... He wants all of his parking tickets roaring out. And then Owen Wilson goes, I've got 57 in 3 states. It's like, Jesus Christ. This scene is maybe my favorite scene in the movie. They're just like sitting back there, like you could tell they're smirking off camera as he reads these demands. And like
another thing this movie did, it's hard to believe, but there was a time where one of my favorite scenes is when the montage of them getting tested. You know, they go and see Udo Kier, which was a big thing for me as well. Yeah. You're like, Udo, that's fucking Blood for Dracula's in this movie. You know, and there was a time when movies didn't reference other movies. So when he says, have you seen Pulp Fiction? That was like, oh man, you know, and then when, you know, later on Seth Rogen and it happens all the time. Now it's nothing. But there was definitely a time where that didn't happen.
They said this is the wrong stuff.
Say what?
They said this is the wrong stuff.
Oh yeah,
that's William Faulkner. That's the best line William Faulkner's character has. Is looks like NASA picked up the wrong stuff. The first time, because we get that beautiful montage. There's like 3 slow motion montages where all of the lead characters walk towards the camera.
My favorite montage is with the slow-mo, like the guys with like the backup military guys are coming into NASA in slow-mo. And one guy keeps like wheeling like in front of them and back, like in slow motion. Like it's supposed to be there? I don't know.
Okay, so they go to space and they've got 2 shuttles and they split the team up and they put all of your favorite guys into one space shuttle. And then they put all of your favorite guy or all of your least favorite guys and Ben Affleck into another shuttle. I disagree.
I thought Michael Clark Duncan was great.
Yeah.
He was in the other one.
Oh, right. He was in the other one. Okay.
And Noonan. Hello. Noonan was
poor Noonan.
Great.
You love Noonan. You got to give up on the Noonan.
Live.
And then that's him too from what's his name? The Russian guy. What's his name again?
Stormare.
That's Peter Stormare
from
Fargo. Who I knew before that movie because he was in
Fargo.
Big Lebowski. I'm like,
too.
You're going to get the guy from Big Lebowski to be in your big budget movie? This is awesome. Anyway.
Okay, so they have to, like, the first thing they do when they go into space is they dock at the space station.
Welcome to Russian space station. I am stereotypical drunk, wacky Russian guy.
I'm going to be honest.
They set it up. He's been in there for 18 months.
And he's a little crazy.
You know, he's acting like you think he would act.
That's legit. Like, they say that people get a little wacky in space.
I mean, I just want to say for the record, there are no like gross stereotypes in this film. It's very sensitive. Everybody is treated with respect, and nobody is portrayed
Transformers
as a
2 exists. I mean, in a world where Transformers 2 exists, this is very tame.
We have to give Transformers 2 a pass because it uses large format IMAX camera sequences. Sorry.
No, we don't have to give it a pass.
And Transformers 3 is shot in native stereo 3D. We got to give it a pass. Sorry, guys. I don't make the rules.
It's better than 2, so I'll consider giving it a pass. But
I haven't seen it. Got to wait for the 3D Blu-ray to land.
Hayden has not talked yet. Hayden, I would love to hear what
out here.
Let me.
Hayden's got the best takes. All y'all suck. Let's hear Hayden.
That's true. I do have the best takes. So real quick, my background with this movie. So my introduction to Michael Bay was 2007's Transformers. I was like 12 or 13 when that came out, so I thought it was the best thing ever made. I thought no movie could ever be better than that. I thought Michael Bay was the greatest director in the history of directors. By the time I got to senior year of high school, I was really over Michael Bay. I thought he was horrible. I thought his movies gave me headaches, which they did, and I didn't like watching them at that point. And in physics class, for the last week of school, we basically didn't have anything to do. So our teacher found out that Armageddon was on YouTube, split up into like 10-minute sections.
Those days,
and it was stretched it was like the scope was stretched to 16:9. So we watched it over the course of a week, and the assignment was just every time an instance of bad physics happened, we were supposed to write it down and explain why it was bad physics.
You had a blank piece of paper.
I had a book written by the time it was done.
I can't keep up.
I really did not like it at all when I watched it. I thought it was annoying. I hated the characters. Of course, it didn't help that we were watching it with the lights on a projector with like the one speaker on the projector.
Oh, Aerosmith in mono? Boo.
Yeah, it was amazing. I really didn't remember much about it going into this, except for the very beginning and the very end. And I will say, watching it this time, I did enjoy it more. I was laughing a lot more with the movie, but my big problem, and I'm sure Holler will have an opinion on this, I thought the cinematography needed to be taken out to a pasture and like shot in the head.
Hey, there's one good shot.
This movie is like this close to everything all the time, and the camera never stops moving for 5 seconds. It's like if you were on a roller coaster, but you're strapped on your stomach with your face on the front of the roller coaster, and it's like 3 days long.
When I saw it in the theater for the first time, my first thought was Michael Bay literally went to a small kiddie like amusement park and got the little mini coaster for the youngins and put a fucking dolly on it so the camera could fly past Billy Bob Thornton all the time in every NASA shot.
So what I'll say, sorry, do you want to finish? I'll let you finish.
No, you go ahead.
So this movie is shot by John Schwartzman, who has actually made some really nice looking movies. I thought, like his work in like Jurassic World and Saving Mr. Banks and a couple of other movies that is actually pretty good and very watchable. But you're absolutely right. This movie is in constant close-up. The average shot length during even the most like dramatic moments is like 2 seconds. All of the CGI looks like shit.
Oh yeah.
On LaserDisc, which is like the format that smooths over all of the bumps in 90s movie making. And you're right. All of it is like, it is the most exhausting movie to watch.
The one shot with Liv Tyler at the television screens was the good shot, by the way.
Yeah, there's like moments where it, like when the camera lingers for longer than like 2 seconds, you can go, okay, this actually like they clearly cared about this. But most of the movie just keeps you moving.
Yeah, my favorite. Real quick, I just want to say my favorite looking scene in the whole movie is when Bruce Willis, I don't remember the characters' names, by the way, when Bruce Willis goes to talk to Ben Affleck, and he's like at a normal oil rig, and they're just talking outside of that oil rig, and all the shots, just the way it's shot, I would assume, I know very little about cameras, I would assume it's like a telephoto lens or something, where the rigs look so unbelievably big, like way bigger than actual oil rigs behind them. though that scene looked really cool, but also the camera isn't going to the left and going to the right and going in and going out, then spinning, then cutting. It's like a, more reasonably paced scene, and it just, oil rigs look cool, especially when they're like unrealistically big. So
yeah, watching this movie last night, I really felt like Michael Bay should have gone back to making music videos and fucked off from feature filmmaking. In terms of just like the constant pace of the editing, like there's really good dialogue, but like you'll get a line that's like 2 seconds long and there will be 4 different shots from different angles cut across that line. And that's what stressed me out the most watching this last night. Like, I still laughed a lot. I care about these characters. I don't care how stupid the way they solve their problems for. There's so many little bits and pieces that I just really love. But like the pace of the camera work, it like strained my eyes.
Bay. That's what he does, right?
And they had to keep it
Ambulance.
He does not do that nearly as much anymore.
Oh my God, yes he does. Yes, it is.
His signature move in Ambulance is really long, uncut
the
drone
car
shots.
is nonstop moving.
Yeah, I always saw it as Bruckheimer, the producer, had his aesthetic that was largely based on Tony Scott. And then a bunch of other directors came. And then by the time we got to Michael Bay, it was like, the inbred cousin of Tony Scott.
Yeah, but we could argue that Tony Scott is one of the great modern, like, AA budget, like, movie filmmakers.
Yeah, if Tony Scott had made this, I probably would have.
What's a Tony Scott movie?
Enemy of the State.
Top Gun's the big old, classic. But I mean, he also did
Top
the
Gun.
Hunger.
Okay, yeah, I've seen Top Gun.
Yeah, like
Crimson
Tony
Tide.
Scott, great movie. Another time. What I want to say.
Go ahead.
My favorite bit that I saw in this movie last night is there's a scene that plays, and first of all, I fucking hate the score to this movie.
Trevor Rabin.
It has 2 modes. It has dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, and then it has
fake Titanic mode,
and that's it.
Yeah, it's oddly similar to the Transformers score half the time.
But there's a scene where they're like, the drill bit has broken, and they're like, fuck, we can't do it. We're only 200 feet down. And I can only describe the score that plays as the normal music, but the people playing it are all sucking on lemons. I need to get like a timestamp for this, because it just everything sounds like it's like sour, and suddenly they're sad, but also really confused, like they don't know what notes to play. Oh my God, this movie!
Like they went into Audacity and just changed the pitch.
They like pitch shifted it down and to the right in Audacity.
Max, how did this go over for you?
Yeah, I literally finished watching this at 4 o'clock, and we 6 o'clock.
So you're still steeping in it.
I literally have fresh notes, and all of my notes are very much on the contrary. I have plot moves very fast, which is nice, and then followed by great soundtrack. So completely opposite of Holly.
That's why he left.
Yes, he knew, and I liked.
Yeah, he's back.
All the asteroid scenes, like that, was fucking. That was crazy to me. And seeing the space shuttle going up, all those scenes were insane. And I thought probably the only thing that even slightly took me out of feeling like all of this was real was one scene where I was like, that's a touch CGI. And it was like when they were actually getting involved with the space station, and they were like showing the Freedom and the Independence docking. In that scene, that was the only scene where I had like this little outline tinge of like feeling like it took me out of it. But honestly, I went through the roller coaster of emotions. I was crying. Oh. I felt like all of these people were like important, and like Bruce Willis was ridiculous. I felt like his energy was straight off Fifth Element, where he just didn't have guns to have that crutch of being a little bit tougher, and he was sitting in the back seat as just like dad character, but he was still giving that same Fifth Element energy that I love. And the whole, like, I love this. I thought this is a great movie, and I have not seen this probably since like 98, 99. Like, I think at best, I don't know if don't have a memory of seeing this in theater, but I know that I've seen this like on somebody's big system at the bare minimum. So I've definitely seen this with like good sound. I did not realize that this freaking Criterion was not like the high qualityest quality, because it sounded incredible on my set.
Well, it's still got like PCM surround, still sounds awesome.
It sounded great. I was like, damn, I literally like made multiple notes about that.
Even the Dolby Digital on this, it sounds freaking awesome. I mean, it's probably the same mix I heard in the theater when I saw it. So
the DTS track?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would get the DTS, however, I will only spend $0 on Armageddon discs. So if his DTS comes across my way for $0, I will definitely pick that up.
So, Matt,
Criterion,
anybody else watch the Criterion? Was it just Max and I?
I listened to the Criterion. That's what I watched, was the Criterion with the commentary the entire way through.
What about the extra scenes, though? Hit us.
Oh, well, just like the only CGI that I thought was bad was the beginning with the Charlton Heston stuff. I'm like, what is going on? But everything else, I was fine with.
And in 1998, it was really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, it was a little, it feels a little dated in spots now, but like, he talked about how he wanted to add movement so that you didn't have this static, fake looking CGI, which is why like the space shuttles are spinning and things like that. So like it takes it off of that like just staticky fakeness, and that's why and they spent a lot of time trying to make it not look so fake. And then they had lots of real footage, like the space shuttle launch. They filmed a day launch, but they heard that the night launches look cool. And there was one launch that they were able to get and film, and that's the one they used in the movie, because like it looks great because it's a real launch.
So good. That was I was like, this has to be real. That looked so good.
Like their access was unprecedented, and it shows, and it made the movie feel more authentic. Yeah, it's fake as shit in premise, but like they did a good job of grounding it.
So what's going on with the longer version?
So I think the only thing is the Lawrence Tierney scene. When everybody goes back and has a good time, Bruce Willis goes to see his dad, and
that's my favorite scene.
Yeah, it made you cry. It's pretty heartfelt. Where he says,
"Yeah, the Jello is the pudding for sissy."
Oh yeah.
That literally, I wrote that down as my favorite line because that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I'm like, I'm gonna say that from now on about Jello. Like,
and then he says, "Oh well, we get children, so we have, flowers in December." And he says that later again. And I was wondering if he still said that or not, but I guess they cut that out because he says it later on in the movie. He's like, I went to go see your dad, and he said we have, we get children because whatever. But yeah, it was good, man. I can't think of any other deleted scenes.
It was really like some banter or extended versions of how they, swept through different things, maybe a little more montage footage or something. It wasn't major.
Okay. Well, I would not have known what was extra because I watched a different version. So. And
visually, it's a smoke show. I mean, even this crappy version is a Blu-ray press, probably Super NTSC. And as Hayden mentioned, close-up city. So everything looks like pretty damn high resolution on LaserDisc. So
yeah,
I've got some speckling on the Criterion. Did you guys have anything?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. I did at the end of side 3.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah,
I watched on a W1, which I finally got to use both trays. Ooh. It was really nice to not have to get up and switch discs. Yeah.
And music video. I got a bonus.
It's on every copy except for I would bet the Criterion.
It's on the Criterion.
The music video.
The big thing about this was that the love scene with Liv Tyler. You had you had her dad singing over it.
Yeah,
I remember when that came out. That was a big joke too.
Kind of weird.
Yeah,
but the music video is great. It reminds me of the trailer for Independence Day, with Bill Pullman giving his big speech. Made a lot of the scenes in Independence Day that were complete goofy horseshit seem like this really intense, emotionally fueled stuff. And the music video for Armageddon makes Armageddon look like a way better emotional, connected, grounded film than it is. So yeah, I recommend the music video.
This was Alicia Silverstone is in this. Is this that time of Aerosmith or?
Yeah, it's around that period.
Was Alicia Silverstone in this?
The video now was just the band hanging out in NASA. and like some
Just hanging out,
some
NASA.
string players in the background.
Doing some math.
Driving
So,
the
like,
armadillo.
that came together because like they didn't have the soundtrack set, and they were using what was the other Aerosmith song?
Oh
in the
yeah,
movie
from
early.
the dance scene or from the strip
Walk this
club.
way. Walk this
Yeah.
way.
So like they were using that, and they're like, we've got this song we have written, but we want more for it. So like they reached out and they got the clearance for the actual Aerosmith, and then they got him to write it because they showed him an early cut of the movie.
So
I mean, his
so-
daughter's in it too, right? That had to be.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't because specifically of Liv. It was they liked the song, and I guess one of them knew some of the Aerosmith guys. I don't think it was Liv related. Like I don't know, it was Bruckheimer or somebody. I mean, let's be honest, they probably all traveled in the same circles. But so like they showed them the movie, and then they're like, "We've got this song. Do you want to do it?" And they're like, "Hell yeah, let's do this!" And that just added to the summer blockbuster because Aerosmith was like super hot shit at the time. Like they had like gone through their resurgence, and they were like right in everyone's face everywhere. So,
All right, real talk. Don't Want to Miss a Thing is a fucking great song.
Of course.
I mean,
Um,
anybody could
and
have sung it. Obviously, it was a Diane
That's true,
Warren like
but-
super hit, so it was going to be a hit regardless.
It makes this movie feel like the Aerosmith movie. Between Liv Tyler, the two Aerosmith songs, it is the only movie
Yeah.
that feels like it's one of the few movies I would say. I don't know if it's the only movie, but it feels like it's sponsored by Aerosmith.
yeah,
And,
they
like-
had four Aerosmith songs on the soundtrack.
They
so.
should have painted the Aerosmith like A on the side of the space shuttles.
like I would have been okay with like Aerosmith showing up and like playing a concert in their honor at the end of the
Should have
movie.
been
probably should
playing
have.
at the strip club. They really should have just been at the strip club.
100%, right?
It would have tracked.
It's
Would've been funny to see.
PG-13 though, so they had to downplay it.
Yeah. They had to have a bar fight at the strip club instead.
And what, Steve Buscemi's in trouble too, because didn't he say he made like an impossible bet because he thought he was going to die? So he came back to
Yeah,
No,
Earth
he
and
didn't.
owed.
No, did you not watch the
No,
movie?
no, he
borrowed
borrows
money.
Yeah.
He borrows $100,000
Yeah.
from loan sharks,
Okay.
and he spends it on a bunch of strippers
Yes.
because he thinks he's gonna die.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that money, does he? When he
No,
lands?
he thinks the whole world is going to die.
Well, yeah.
He thinks-
But I
He's
mean,
like, it's free money that I'll never have to pay back.
that's what I'm saying. There's a reckoning for him at the end of this movie, isn't there?
If they
I
find
mean,
him,
multiple
the
multiple
strippers
levels.
came
He
to
gets
see him,
space
so-
madness.
Yeah.
He gets
I
space
got a stripper wife out of it.
He
Oh my
does.
god!
He does.
Yeah.
I'm reading.
Molly
I'm
Mounds.
reading. I'm reading an old article on from John Schwartzman, who it's on the production of the Armageddon, and he says it's the Dirty Dozen in space,
Mhm.
which I think is apt.
All
And
right.
then he says art director Michael Bay says this movie is about audiences in the theater eating popcorn, drinking Coke, and screaming.
There's
That
definitely
was
screaming.
the thrust.
Yeah.
Oh no,
All right.
100%. Everybody in the theater had a blast watching this movie.
And you know what? If that's
Not I.
if that's
I fucking
the
wanted to kill
thesis
this movie when I saw it in the theater.
behind the movie, it might be one of the most successfully executed movies ever made. And I do think that if I saw it in a theater in '98 and I had that connection to it, I would feel differently. But last night, I did feel like the third act dragged a little bit.
it just keeps going.
So
It doesn't
I do
stop.
want to. So
Are
I
you
like this
talking about
movie-
the sequence after they land?
Like from
I'm
the
talking about everything after the space station
space
explodes.
station
Yeah.
on is like, I even just glazed over in the movie theater. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Just people are just
It is-
screaming, stuff's happening.
It
People
is
just yell.
really hard to keep track of what the fuck is going on
100%.
during that
It is
sequence.
just noise, noise,
Yeah.
noise, noise,
They
noise.
purposely added the
Exactly.
on-screen navigation because they knew it was hard for people to follow. Because they're like, this is hard to grasp as a concept
Yep.
for regular people, let alone trained astronauts, because you're in a space station that's rotating. You have two space shuttles docked on it. You're trying to fuel them, and it's starting to catch fire and explode.
I just love that
Like-
the whole bit where they have to crawl through the frozen kind of conduit to get it. Like, that would have been like a 15-20 minute sequence in a normal movie, but they're instead 3 seconds of freezing, gonna die maybe, I don't know. Okay, we're there. Like, what
And then
the
they
fuck
close
is
the-
happening?
They close the door and then they open it again, which I'm sorry, would never happen. You know, I've been in the Navy long enough. If you close that hatch,
It's done.
it's not opening.
Yeah.
You're done.
Bear wasn't gonna
They
let it
wanted to
happen.
like give the audience a false sense of hope that everyone was going to make it when they made it.
I just
Like
like how
that's what they're discussing on the commentary. They're like, right there, everyone's like, oh, there's plot armor protecting the cast. We've got this great cast, and they're all going to make it. And
it's like how Lev doesn't care that his space station blew up either. He's like, I'm with you guys now.
It's like it's all made
Listen.
in Taiwan.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
I think what would have made this movie just a slam dunk to me today is if they somehow made the B plot when they're on the asteroid more coherent. They spent a little bit more time with Ben Affleck and Peter Stormare and John Clark Duncan. Like, to me, their getting to the rest of the group is the more interesting part than watching these guys fight over the drill.
Yeah, I would like to see more jumping over canyons. That would have helped.
Well, I'm assuming they did more than just
driving.
that.
And then having to take the armadillo and somehow use the boosters to launch it back down to the asteroid.
Yeah, when I saw that
stuff I like. When it goes full stupid, that stuff is so funny and so actually entertaining.
It's a fever dream.
But
at
like,
that point.
I like the character triangle of those three characters dealing with each other in space more than I like the contrived controversy. I mean, we haven't even gotten to the scene where William Faulkner pulls a gun on Bruce Willis.
Why do you have a gun?
Why you got a gun in space?
Yeah, God, what's the name of it? What's the name of
that? Cracked me up.
And then Steve Buscemi goes crazy, so that was fun.
Yeah,
that's my favorite scene in the whole movie. This space dementia.
She's like,
why don't we train on this thing?
But this isn't.
I'll blow this asteroid up myself.
Well, like they cut out a scene explaining why the armadillos had guns.
Oh, okay.
And because the runtime,
they just have Gatling guns on the front for some reason.
I had a feeling there was something
and then they
there.
use it to like blast out of the one space shuttle to save those three guys.
It was handy, yeah.
All right, so I enjoyed that the movie, the villain in the movie is the asteroid, right? And it does remind me of the Tony Scott's last movie with the train, Unstoppable.
Oh, Unstoppable?
Oh, yeah.
What a goddamn classic.
Awesome. And because the villain is the train, it's amazing. But then you have the part where he pulls the gun, and it's like, but it's like so quick, and they convince him to be on his side. It's like, are you sure? Are you sure? Okay.
After he grabs his neck with a giant pair of clamps.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah. What stresses me out in that third act is that, like, they are the asteroid should be the problem. The problem solving should be the problem, and then there's a nuke on board that they're going to drop in the asteroid.
Yeah.
And they get a call from the president, and the president's like, I don't believe in these guys anymore. Shut it down. Nuke it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh God.
Physics.
You have that whole, like, the government is also potentially an enemy because they have a protocol, and these guys are off script from the protocol, and they're trying to at least show, like, well, we tried to save the world. No one else threw Bruce Willis into space to save us, But,
I think that's one of the weakest parts of the movie is where they have to add fake tension on top of the tension of an asteroid coming towards Earth is enough.
But yeah, and like everything goes wrong except for the slingshot around the moon. That goes pretty well.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Everything else goes wrong after that.
So so how they get out of the president thing is Billy Bob like cuts the feed, right?
Yeah.
he has one of his guys.
Yeah,
Kills
he cuts the internet, and then
you just unhook the internet.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Just do it.
But then you've got
I mean,
the
in
thing
the
that got me
90s,
was
that's
the
possible.
drill. So
honest.
they go to the place and it's like all metal.
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi's like, we overshot it. It's all
iron.
metal.
That was in his
Yeah, and
genius
they're like,
phase.
"Fuck it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it anyway." And they dig down to like 50 feet. The drill bit breaks, and they're like, "Oh, we're screwed. We're gonna die." But then, Michael Clark Duncan comes and Ben Affleck with the other drill, and then they have to go like 800 feet, right?
Yeah.
But
Did
they
do
brought
anything different. Am I missing anything?
And then they hit like
Nope.
I would love how, like, instead of explaining the whole, like, hydrogen pocket or whatever, they just scream and yell, hydrogen pocket! And then
Luke,
just stuff explodes everywhere. I'm like,
let me pitch
Poor
you.
Max character flies off and his helmet is gone. I'm like, what the
No, the
hell?
close up on his
Guy?
face is one of the best shots in the movie.
Let me pitch why this works to you, Luke. Okay. And I'm going to give you one phrase.
Don't tell me why.
I'm going to
I
give
think
you
he
one
knows.
phrase.
I think he
No,
knows.
just
No, seriously, don't do that. I told you
It's-
why. It's the actors. It's the fun of it.
no. I was
It's
talking
just-
about
that's
the
it.
drilling.
I
Oh, he
I
likes
want to know.
drilling.
Yeah.
I think you more need to sell it to Sam. I think Sam's
yes,
the one.
you need to
All
sell it to
right,
me because this movie is a hunk of shit.
Here's why they're able to drill the extra 600 feet.
That
you
part
want
I
to hear
buy.
how it works?
Yeah.
You want to hear how it works?
Because Ben Affleck has that drilling power. You know, he
No,
goes that
The
extra
camera
mile.
got
It was
them there
all
so
that
quickly.
before.
You can't
simpler
teach
than that.
instinct, Sam.
It's simpler than that.
Yeah.
It's the power of friendship. The magic of friendship can
I
solve
think he was
all
thinking
problems.
about he's like, I can drill your daughter.
Exactly.
So I
That
can
was
drill-
the subtext of that theme. He's like, trust me, Harry, I can drill your daughter better than anybody.
He's masturbating in the
Trust me.
armadillo.
Have
I
faith
know
in
how to
me.
do this.
Oh my god.
That was the subtext.
I did not read.
I'm
That
just
should have been
the
the
hydrogen
last
pocket
line.
is what I was looking for, but I didn't. There was no explanation of
No.
how they magically did that.
Nah.
Nope, just the power of friendship. The last line in that
Not
movie.
the first hydrogen pocket they've hit.
So
it's an
they-
asteroid one.
They successfully drill. Everyone goes fucking crazy, and they drop the nuke into the hole. And
Which did they even show that? I always like.
Nope.
I
It
always
is
want
not
to
in the
see the
movie.
nuke going in,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't happen.
It is just implied.
But because
then-
they
Little
they
wench
clipped
dropping
it
something
before,
down.
because they had to stop the timer
Yeah.
Yes.
for whatever reason, someone had to actually hit a button.
Manually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look. Come on, Steve Buscemi riding the nuke like
That was great.
Strangelove? It's awesome.
That was probably one of the best parts of the film.
I want to talk about now. So we got the nuke in the hole.
Yep.
We're almost to the end of the movie. We know they're going to end soon. They all sit down and they have to hem and haw with 2 minutes left on the clock. Who's going to blow up the nuke?
Yes.
And Bruce Willis goes,
No, they
We gotta
draw straws. They draw
"Yeah, Bruce
straws.
Willis."
But they
goes,
had straws ready.
Yes,
That was amazing.
Straws.
2 seconds later, he's got them all. Like you
He's
just
got
mentioned
all
this.
of them, and it's just like they were prepared for nothing else, but they had the straw drawing contingency plan.
It wasn't straws. It was wires.
It was wires.
Come on.
But I mean,
Oh,
he
was it
had them
wires?
prepared quick.
Wired.
Ah,
Yeah.
fuck! I
Well,
really
the
thought
shit
they
they
were
had
you want
drawn
wires,
up
I
around
get you
them.
wires.
Of course
Let's-
they had
I got
wires
wires.
everywhere.
Oh.
Come on.
It was like
I
25
really-
seconds. He was like, pow!
I really did think that they were straws last night.
So you say there should have been a longer wire cutting scene in this movie. That's your
No, I think it's
I want to see wires.
As home
They had
theater
a
enthusiasts,
montage
we
for
all
the
know
wire
cutting wires
cutting
is
and the
fun.
straw drawing.
It is-
Okay,
it is-
but which one's
Wire
the straw?
porn.
Oh, this one? Okay.
Another Aerosmith song on that.
There were leftover
montage.
after the bomb. That's why it didn't work.
all I'm gonna say is the I fucking got him scene with the wires is very good.
Did you
And
want to
then-
see them make straws
Oh,
to draw
no,
after
no.
like
Digging
all
through
of
the
everything
trash
else
with-
they've done?
Where's the wire drawer?
was-
I can't find these wires.
This is not me being one of those guys that's like, well, I didn't see it happen, so I don't believe it happens. It's just the pace of the movie is so relentless that he just pops up. He's like, I got him. It's like, oh shit, they're ready. So Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis. Ben Affleck draws the short straw. Bruce Willis is like, oh, I'm gonna fucking walk him down.
Yeah.
And then Bruce Willis, in a dramatic turn, says, "Go home and fuck my daughter," and pushes him in the elevator.
Yep.
closes-
Ben Affleck proclaims his love for him.
Yes.
Yeah, and says, "Hey,
They kiss.
you know, I wasn't your father, but I sure was your daddy." You know, we have that final Guardians of the Galaxy like bit, and I'm thinking the last line that Ben Affleck should have said is like, "Hey, Harry, guess what I'm going to drill when I get home? First thing I'm going to drill." You know what?
I agree.
Harry should have been what? Just said, "Your daughter," and then pressed the elevator and just.
That actually, I would have loved that because that was the scene in the theater
That
where
is
I'm like,
totally.
That would have fit.
I was like,
That
you,
is totally
you were
in
asking
line
me
with
to
the
be
movie.
emotionally invested in these two guys and this sacrifice and this fucking ridiculous movie. I was like, if they had done that, I would have been like, 2 thumbs up.
Affleck in the
so-
commentary was talking about that scene, and he's like, Michael Bay just told me to act like I was so overly upset. So I went just all over the top of this tank. It was screaming and that's the one that he went with. He's like, I didn't even know. Like,
wild.
So they get up onto the space shuttle, and then there's one more obstacle. The shuttle won't start.
Yeah.
And Peter Stormare has to go down to the generic machine room and start hitting it with a wrench.
That's the
No, he's already down there.
Yeah.
Yes, the
woman astronaut who knows how the machine works.
Yeah, he was just punching the shit, and he's like, "It's all in Taiwan," and he fucking
Russian space station way.
And it feels like
he's polite about it. He's like, "Excuse me," and he's like, "No, no, excuse me, no." And then move out of the way.
Yeah.
It feels like this is Michael Bay's attempt at mimicking the last action scene of Empire Strikes Back with the hyperdrive. And it doesn't hit with nearly the same impact, but it is a good scene because they get out of there. Harry blows up the asteroid, and then they go back to Earth, and that's basically the end of the movie. And
then the Earth dies from radiation poisoning because the nuke was set off way too close to the Earth.
That's a sequel.
No, the real ending is that Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler get married, and
then Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler hate each other, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm so glad I killed my dad for this guy that I hate."
but the last thing we see is like portraits of all of the astronauts who died,
including our boy
Noonan. The best character in the movie, yep. Noonan. Sorry. His first name is Freddie Noonan.
Freddie. Oh, Fred.
Freddie Noonan.
Freddie Boo. Played by Clark Brawley.
Yeah, the guy who played Noonan is so unremarkable. Literally everyone else in this entire cast has a Wikipedia article.
Yeah, I saw that. He has no Wikipedia article.
Clark Brawley as Freddie.
I think we need to
he's
start
like some
a Wikipedia
musician
article.
or something. I vaguely looked into it.
He's got an IMDb page. His name is Clark Heathcliff Brawley.
Oh, nice.
His last movie was Armageddon.
Wow.
I mean, you can't get better. I mean, his role.
He never acted again after that.
Well, yeah, he died in space, right?
Yeah. This was a documentary, right?
They actually killed a man. He was pundit #1 in Primary Colors. That's a movie that exists.
Yeah.
And that's the only other mainstream movie he's been in.
Man.
How many movies you got, Holler?
Yeah, right.
0.
I shot 4 scenes of a movie once. So I'm technically.
We're not talking about that porno. Nobody wants to talk.
He was a tree detective. I saw it.
I was in True Detective season 3. What are you talking about?
Anyways, for all the hate and shade I threw on this movie, this thing smokes on LaserDisc, and I will gladly just sit and like listen to the Sturm und Drang of it, and it looked gorgeous too on the big screen. I'll look at it and listen to it all day long. It
looked really sharp on my Sony Wega. It was just a real nice presentation.
Yep.
I mean, I think this movie is great with some caveats.
I mean, the most realistic scene is where he rips his patch off in one fell swoop and gives it to Ben Affleck to give it to Billy Bob.
And that was gives to him. He's like, he said to give this to me. He's like, yeah, well. All right, cool.
It's because he didn't get to go in space. That's why.
Yeah. No, they had a moment.
Yeah, that was some romance right there.
They showed his leg. He couldn't go.
Yeah. He gave everything to NASA and still couldn't get there.
Yeah, I like how Bruce was Harry S. Stamper and Billy Bob Thornton was Dan Truman. So together they're Harry S. Truman.
Think about it.
I forgot to bring up one of the most sentimental scenes when Ben Affleck gives Billy Bob Thornton the NASA astronaut patch.
I'm just saying, I've had patches. Yep. And if it's sewed on, which it was.
It's not that easy.
That thing's not easy.
Well, you know that we have a deleted scene on the Criterion disc where Bruce Willis is like...
He's got a little... He's like...
And he's using the wire clippers that they use to make the wire straws.
Those, William Flitter.
There's less force needed in space, I think, is what we were missing.
All I'm saying is let Reddit make a movie that includes every single thing that happens off screen. And this movie is now suddenly a 6-hour slog.
Nice.
Instead of a 2.5-hour slog.
So how many commentaries on the Criterion? 2?
2,
Just one?
yeah.
Wow. Did you listen to both of
Oh,
them?
there's 2.
No, there's no way I was going to go through like 5 hours of commentary.
You did Affleck?
I did. Well,
Yeah.
it's Affleck, Bruce Willis, Michael Bay, and Jerry Bruckheimer on the one.
Yeah.
But they're all
And
like,
the other one's like serious people.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, I don't.
but they're
want
not
that.
together, right? Like Michael Bay and Ben Affleck aren't in the same room.
No, they're just
It's a
like
collage.
they're interspersed.
Together.
So like Bruce will drop in to talk about a Bruce scene, and like Michael Bay will be talking about why they filmed this away. Like the Vegas sequence, for example, with the dice. He came up with that filming technique for a different movie. He's like, I made this filming technique. I'm going to use it again in my own movie. I might as well.
Yeah.
So
Smart.
he's got like a camera on a skid with oversized dice, so it picks up the nice like bounce. He talked about it, which was kind of cool to hear the little things about how he did these parts, and how he had a NASA guy that he would bounce ideas off of, and the guy would be like, I have to calculate that, and he's like, no, but like, is it possible? And the guy would be like, no, you got to like do this or change it a little bit. So it was really interesting.
Any featurettes or anything like that on there, or just
There's like 2 on the Criterion.
Okay.
I didn't watch them though. Like
watched
after
there's-
2.5 hours, it was.
There's a blooper reel where Billy Bob Thornton pretends to be gay, and that's pretty dated.
Wow.
It's pretty-
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
still like it's ridiculous because he's doing it in the NASA like space.
Yeah,
All right.
but there's some good ones where he does his role as Sling Blade, which is pretty fine.
Oh well, yeah. That's always good. So
Affleck refers to him like in the commentary over and over, Mr. Slingblade, or he's doing the Slingblade voice over Billy Bob during sequences. Like then they just left it in, like, whatever, no one's gonna listen to this.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those legendary commentaries
It is.
in cinema
I
history.
wonder, is that a cancel? Has that not been ported over anywhere else? I wonder.
It's I think only on the Criterion DVD, and that's it. And
Yeah.
then the LaserDisc, of course.
Yeah, I would have checked the Blu-ray, but who wants to watch this movie in Blu-ray? in HD.
Yeah.
I would.
I'm good with this LaserDisc. I'm good.
I think I bought mine off a Disney Movie Club and somewhere in one of my boxes. So
Hayden, did you
other
watch
big
the
thing
one
on
I
the
watched? Or?
commentary
I watched the 98 DVD.
I knew you were cheating. I sensed it.
Does it
Yeah,
have
I
any
think this-
commentary on there?
No. It has no menu. You put the disc in and it starts playing.
Non-anamorphic,
The music video.
probably?
It was anamorphic.
Oh, okay.
Picture quality was good. I don't know if it was the DVD or what, but I actually thought the audio mix sounded pretty awful on this. Dialogue is constantly way too loud and sounds really compressed. Sound effects are constantly way too quiet. And like, we watched Mad Max Fury Road the next night, and that sounds as good as it has ever sounded.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm assuming it's not my system, unless my system just hates Armageddon, which
That's
is
probably
possible.
like a single layer DVD, so there's no
I would
way
assume
to
so,
save
so I'm-
space in like the shittiest audio mix.
Yeah, I would be willing to bet that if I had the LaserDisc, that the regular Dolby Stereo surround would have sounded better than this DVD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
since
Max
they came
says
out
his
at-
sounded good, right?
They came out at the same time.
I thought it
Yeah.
sounded great. I even changed my center speaker to be bigger because my center speaker, I have a little shitty small one right now, and I put back my definitive technology one for this because I was like, I want to hear it right. Like it's going to sound really good with this one. So
Francis in the chat wants to know if your DVD, Hayden, is a double-sided one or if it's just a single-sided one.
No, it's single-sided. It has
Okay.
the
Artwork.
ugly silver label. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice, high
That's
quality.
like the first DVD pressing before Superbit or anything.
Yeah.
like
Probably
crazy.
would have been smart for them to do it double-sided. Then I would have had, the LaserDisc flip experience, and then it would probably have sounded a bit better. Too,
But you're going to buy the
eventually.
LaserDisc, right?
you might have.
Yeah. Sure.
Hayden, give me a
For when I
second.
wanna
Let me
rewatch
check this.
Exactly. Think for your future.
We'll do it again in season 10.
I mean, we should every 10 years revisit Armageddon.
yes.
And like, I don't know. I'm going to love it
The
by
world,
like
we
2050.
celebrate the world having not ended by watching Armageddon.
Exactly.
Every
What if
10
the
So
years.
can we
world
talk about the
does
end of the movie?
It will, but if it doesn't, I'll watch it again.
Which
But Keith David.
yes.
We got to rate him because this is a Keith David podcast. We only watch Keith David movies.
Next time we'll watch a good
so-
one. It'll be awesome.
So I don't know. I'm bad with actors' names. Who was Keith David in the
He
movie?
was the
The general.
general. He was the
Yeah.
The
Air
general.
Force.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so okay. I'm sorry. When the Air Force comes in and takes over,
Yes.
there is nothing least frightening than a bunch of Air Force guys.
In slow motion with the guy wheeling his chair in front of him.
There are all these little baby Air Force kids coming in like, oh no.
Yeah, General Kimsey, played by Keith David. So,
who like already was at least somewhat well known by then. Like,
yeah, I mean,
he'd been in a lot of other things.
I mean,
Hayden, I have a spare for you.
This is what I was waiting for. I knew somebody had one.
I'm gonna put it in the mail for you.
Okay.
Within the next few days. And I want a full, we
want a sound comparison at least.
He's like Pete
Even if
Davidson's
you just
chat.
watch the music
No, thanks.
video.
I've had this spare for like a decade.
I feel like so me and my girlfriend watched this together, and like I said, we were like laughing our asses off at it. The dumb shit in the movie, the people acting insanely stupid, crazy off the wall stuff happening, and then immediately attempts at sincerity.
Yes.
I think that is insanely hilarious. That is, like, to me, this movie is not a space movie, not a sci-fi movie. It's an action comedy, as far as I'm concerned.
I think so. I think it is. There's a lot of beats, comic beats in this movie.
And so for me, y'all were talking. I had one little just kind of thought about Michael Bay movies in general and kind of Armageddon.
You love them.
And
sorry, I'll let you speak.
So, love hate. So, and all of you have seen more mainstream Hollywood movies than me, so feel free to say that I'm wrong about this. But y'all were comparing him to James Cameron, and I see what you mean by that. But there's another filmmaker that to me is an interesting compare-contrast. And I haven't seen all of Michael Bay's movies. I haven't seen all of this filmmaker's movies, and that's Roland Emmerich.
Yeah.
Because they both make movies that are too long with too many characters.
Yeah.
The difference is Roland Emmerich, it's like 2.5 hours, 3 hours of nothing happening with a few action scenes here and there and characters that are like moldy, wet cardboard. And then you have something like Armageddon where the characters are like just almost oozing too much personality.
This is probably Michael Bay's attempt at a Roland Emmerich movie, because his other ones aren't like this, right?
And Transformers has all the Transformers movies have way too much going on, way too many characters. It is like a headache-inducing roller coaster ride. But the thing is, I at the end of the day would rather watch a movie that is exhausting because it's too fun than a movie that is exhausting because it's too boring and is constantly acting like it's either. Because Roland Emmerich movies, I've seen Independence Day and I've seen Godzilla, and those two movies I really can't stand at all. That they each need to be like a half hour shorter. Godzilla, Jean Reno should have been the main character because he's the only interesting one.
Scene is like I struggle to stay awake every time.
Yeah, but with Armageddon, it's like I have no problem staying awake. I just need to make sure that I have ibuprofen handy for after the movie. Just to cleanse my headache after the fact. But I don't know. To me, that they remind me of each other in a way, just of the fact that I could deal with either of their movies being shorter. But now having rewatched Armageddon, I feel like it is just more fun, and it's more like what a Roland Emmerich movie is trying to be.
Yeah.
When did Independence Day come out?
96.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make an argument right here on this podcast. Independence Day is the only good Roland Emmerich movie.
I watched 2012.
It's better than Godzilla.
Yeah, 2012. I'm trying to compare it to things. Yeah,
I haven't seen
Universal Soldier.
John Cusack being the one who survives, that's the comical thing.
John Cusack driving a limousine through falling buildings was cool.
He was going to just be
Stargate.
the one. Yeah. I love him, but no.
Come on, Stargate gets better when it becomes a TV show and it becomes a big franchise.
Yeah,
I have Stargate, but I've never seen it.
I can hang with Stargate.
Stargate's a fine movie, but I don't think it's a good movie. I think Independence Day is genuinely like just an artifact of like everything worked. And everything that Emmerich's made afterwards tries to chase the same kind of success and heights, and none of it works. And everything that he's put out since like 2000 is fucking terrible.
But I think your comparison, Hayden, is apt. I think Armageddon and Independence. I think Independence Day came out, and then don't get too cocky there, bro. And then
he's like, look at me.
And then Michael Bay is like, I want to do something like that. But I think Independence Day is better because it lets characters breathe. Like the whole thing kind of just breathes more and has more depth to it. When this movie is just like machine gun at you, just throwing in little joke, and then asteroid, and there you're done.
So many jokes.
And then,
Many great jokes.
To
So
go
many
back
jokes.
to the comparison to
Oh,
Cameron.
Uh,
The difference is that Michael Bay really likes movement and momentum. He's a very hyperactive filmmaker, and that's expressed in all of his movies. Whereas Cameron, especially as he's gotten older, is all about the smoothness of the experience of watching his movies. The camera lingers for a long time. There's long shots and time to soak in all of the richness. Whereas Michael Bay, the first time that man got a hold of a goddamn drone, he just started flying up buildings with it, swirling around in the air, and then diving back down in the same shot. And it's like,
But who else is going to do that?
Ari Franklin in the chat mentioned that the Abyss workers would be able to beat up the Armageddon workers, except for Michael Clark Duncan.
listen, let's get them all together. Let's get a super movie. The Abyss versus Armageddon.
Riggers versus
Dawn of
Riggers.
Justice.
An asteroid coming up from under the ocean.
Perfect.
And it's also aliens.
And
AKA
aliens.
Godzilla 2000.
Just so we can tie it all back together.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? I'm not going to change my Letterboxd rating. It's a firm 3 with a I liked it next to it.
All right.
But I think talking about this movie is way too much fun, and I
Yes.
enjoyed talking about it more than I did watching it.
Yeah, I have had a history of hating this movie, but I had a great time, hashing it out. And
Yeah, you can't walk away from a conversation like this and still dislike Armageddon.
Oh, I still dislike it, but I had a great time talking about it.
That's okay. We all have sticks up our
So
butts
real
sometimes.
quick,
Yeah.
what is your I just want a quick answer,
Oh, sure.
caller. What is your comparable movie to this? Like, what's the movie better than this that's like this? You know what I mean? Quick answer, caller.
I'm gonna say
Like Independence Day. Yes, Independence Day is better than this movie. That's mine. There you go.
Independence Day is better than this movie, but Independence Day isn't trying to be funny. So I'm going to counterpoint with.
But it is funny.
There's some funny
12
moments.
minutes is funny.
I'm going to give the first Guardians of the Galaxy. The first James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy. It's got the similar kind of action comedy vibe, and I think it's a lot more successful in its sentimentality.
Okay. Anybody else?
I just genuinely.
During Log On Part 2, The Lights in the Sky are stars.
Hayden, who is that for on this panel?
You? Maybe Sam? I don't know.
Yep. Good time.
Max, what were you saying?
I genuinely loved this movie. I felt all of the emotions, and I don't just cry at every movie. Like, that is very not.
What part did you cry at? Was
several many parts.
yeah.
At least once crying almost per side, it seemed like, because
Wow.
there were
When
multiple.
all the guys said, "Hey, we all raised her," I was like, "Oh man."
No,
Yeah,
it took me. But I mean, basically when Bruce Willis was, and obviously when Liv Tyler was like talking to him when she's like talking to the screen and he's like doing all, that definitely got me.
Oh
And
yeah, all the
when
CRT
he was
screens or whatever.
Yeah, and I know it was like a little cheesy, just like just a smidgen cheesy when they when he's gone and we get that life flash before your eyes type of stuff. Little cheesy, but it made me feel all the feels.
All the feels.
I love Bruce Willis. I love him. He is.
This is prime Bruce Willis time. You're right. Fifth Element and Die Hard with a Vengeance was around this time. This was like when he was really still acting.
What does he make
almost
after
a full head of hair for Bruce Willis? It was it's peak.
What does he make after this movie that's even remotely good?
The Siege.
Die Hard with a Vengeance. When is that?
That was
come out after
96.
this? Oh, 96. Oh wow.
That was before this.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sixth Sense.
Mercury
Sixth Sense, baby.
It's literally.
Yeah, Mercury
Oh.
Rising.
Sixth Sense is him is going down. That's him. Just
That's him.
mailing
That's his last good movie before he kind of jumps away from making significant
What
Hollywood
is he,
movies.
Longest Yard after this.
He makes
Unbreakable?
He makes 2 with
Unbreakable sucks.
Shyamalan.
Breakable's freaking masterpiece.
Unbreakable is garbage.
Breakable's like the best Shyamalan film.
Old is
Old wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
I'm looking
I
at
didn't
what
watch
he's.
I can hang with Old, but it's
This
not that good.
motherfucker was in Rugrats Go Wild in
Oh, yeah.
2003.
Beavis and
So
Butthead
what else?
movie.
What are you seeing?
Best Bruce
What are you
Willis.
seeing
Sin
around
City?
this time?
Yeah.
What was his next movie after this?
He did The Siege.
Yes, that's what I said.
He did Breakfast of Champions.
Which I'm a big Vonnegut fan, but that was garbage. Yeah.
The Story of Us, which is a Rob.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Rob Reiner.
Wow.
In 2000, he does The Whole 9 Yards, and that's like
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I was thinking.
Yeah.
Of. That's
Yeah,
the one.
with
Then the whole
Matthew
10
Perry.
yards.
Yeah,
Yep.
The
Yes.
Kid,
I
Unbreakable.
like the kid. The kid was good.
But you look at his
Bandits.
filmography, and it's like
Oh, Bandits.
This is definitely like his last good movie, I think.
he makes
Hostage.
Live Free or Die Hard in 2007. He makes like 6 or 7 movies in 2006, and I have seen one of them and heard of another one.
Surrogates,
Because he's-
baby. That's a good one. I love me some surrogates.
Alpha Dog, Lucky
Oh.
Number 11.
Looper. Looper.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Super wasn't bad.
I
I
didn't
feel
see
like
that.
I forget about Looper because whenever I think of Ryan Johnson, I think of how people literally yelled at me in public because I like The Last Jedi.
I
So
got
it kind
a
of
free
overshadows
Lucky
Ryan
Number
Johnson
11
for me.
DVD, and it's still sealed. I have yet to watch it someday.
Has anyone ever heard of 16 Blocks?
Oh, who's
Yes,
this guy?
with most
Oh,
Def.
oh,
Oh, we're getting
Oh,
invaded.
God.
whoa!
Who's
Oh
this
my
gentleman?
God, Vinny, you just came in. Vinny, what's your take on Over the Hedge? Bruce Willis's performance in Over the Hedge.
We're saying Armageddon is the last good Bruce Willis movie. Prove us wrong.
They're saying that.
He's
No,
saying
no.
that. I'm
I'm
saying
saying
Unbreakables and plenty of other
No,
movies.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
We've all consensus.
Sixth Sense.
No,
fuck.
no.
This
You
is
know
the
what?
last one.
I got to redact my statement. In 2012, he makes Moonrise Kingdom and
Okay.
Looper.
That was really
Yeah.
good.
And you know what?
Oh,
Both of
Looper,
those
yeah, I
are
just-
just 2 killer movies.
Just watched Looper a few nights ago. Showed my son. I talked him into it because he wanted to watch other terrible sci-fi films. So I got him.
Looper's a great movie. I
Yeah.
love that last scene.
Did anyone
still haven't
see
seen it.
Red?
I haven't seen it.
What was the consensus on Armageddon?
I
Yeah.
was the one that
Doesn't help.
dumped on it the most.
You did,
Hayden
okay.
dumped on it a little bit less than me, maybe. And
Yeah.
then everyone else kind of liked it in different degrees.
Yeah. I avoided it my whole life, and it was tolerable. I didn't hate it.
All
I
right.
got through it, and
All
I
right,
think
middle of the road. I'm firmly like one step above that where it's like I think it's good. It's like a 3-star movie that I liked on Letterboxd.
So the question came up: what other big summer blockbuster sci-fi movie do you like? Like, what's your favorite?
summer
And-
sci-fi blockbuster.
Independence Day came up, and
Oh, see, I
I
thought
like
we were going
Independence Day.
for.
Sure, I love Edge
I
of
thought we
Tomorrow.
were going for. Sorry,
Oh,
we
yeah.
were going
Edge
for
of
like
Tomorrow?
action comedy.
Yeah,
And then
sci-fi comedy.
Chris brought up Guardians of the Galaxy, or maybe that was Hayden. One of you guys.
Because the idea is like
Oh,
I envision Armageddon as trying to be a comedy in
Sure.
its script.
It's trying, all right.
The cast really.
succeeded.
If
Yes.
that high caliber cast wasn't in there, it would be much harder to swallow.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God, yes.
Men in Black. That's a great summer.
There you go.
There we
Yep,
go. Yeah.
That's a great one.
I have not watched Men in Black in 10 years. I always forget about it.
Get the box
That's
set.
our next episode.
I have
Yeah,
the
it's
box
fun.
set.
You liked it. Yeah.
I should
You
really
guys
rewatch
do
it.
all your
You should.
3D pickups already?
No, we didn't do any pickups. We just been hashing
We're
out
still talking
Armageddon.
about Armageddon.
And
Still-
30.
Still talking about Armageddon.
Well, we didn't start till
It's
9.
an 8-hour movie. There's a lot to talk
Yeah.
about.
Oh, you started late. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's also just fun to talk about because there's a lot
Yeah.
of
It's
things
dense.
in this movie.
Yeah. What was your favorite part, Vinny?
Oh God, when did I watch it? I watched it when I finished my Criterion run. God, is it bad that I've forgotten it? Most of it
That
already?
wasn't that long ago, right?
Yeah, I like the inevitable, Affleck thinking he's going to go out and save the world,
Oh,
and
yeah,
Bruce like pulling him back last second. That's
Yeah, tears, crying a little bit.
I did not. No,
No.
I disliked the Aerosmith song. I always have. That didn't help.
It was a little overplayed at the time too. That did.
Yeah.
That
Yes, it was on TRL,
yeah.
MTV
It was
all the time. Like, it
Disgustingly
was-
overplayed.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
As an isolated song though, it's a well-made song.
It's a well-written song.
Sure. Did you
Brian
know
Warren.
the story behind that song?
That Diane Warren wrote it and was like, this will be like for
So-
Celine Dion or something.
Streisand told Diane Warren that James Brolin leaned over to her in bed and whispered to her, I don't want to, like, he was in such love that he didn't want to miss anything. She said something to that effect, and she told Diane Warren that, and she
Wow.
built that into the song.
James Brolin, ladies man, look at him.
Brolin inspired his love for Barbara inspired that song.
He's smooth.
But he could not win Diane Warren an Oscar still.
Yeah, what won best song that year?
Oh, I don't know. Someone with a computer.
Yeah, Ryan. Compute it.
I don't know how to use the Oscars.
Oh, sorry. Are we looking at the... that would be the 99 Academy Awards.
Yes.
I got this. Okay.
Elliott Smith.
These were the films
Oh,
of 98.
really?
Did he win? Did Elliott Smith win?
Okay. Best original song. You've got When You Believe from The Prince of Egypt.
Oop.
I Don't Want to Miss a Thing from Armageddon.
That's
That'll
a great
Do
movie.
from Babe, Pig in the Big City.
Love that song.
A Soft Place to Fall from The Horse Whisperer.
Wow.
And The Prayer from Quest for Camelot, which is a fake movie that doesn't exist.
Half of those are fake.
Yeah, wow.
Those?
Aerosmith lost?
What won?
So, the winning song was When You Believe from The Prince of Egypt, which fucking rips. That movie is
Was
great.
it Alan Menken?
No, it was Steven Schwartz.
Oh.
Wow. Who sang
worked
it?
with Alan. I think it's an ensemble piece. I don't know.
Disney was winning like every year around that.
This was a DreamWorks movie.
I know, that's DreamWorks.
But animated
the DreamWorks movie.
Prince of Egypt is like the premier 2D DreamWorks movie, and then everything after that is Shrek.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow. But anyway, some good needle drops in Armageddon too. So CZ Top in there and
yeah, I think
Leaving on a Jet Plane, sung by
the
Roughnecks.
fundamentals of Armageddon are strong. I think it's just a little too long, a little too frantic.
All right. Good times. Let's do some pickups.
Cool.
Yay! Everybody's happy.
Scramble.
Are we implementing a rule there, Sam?
I mean, we would always implement a rule of like 15 or less. Usually,
Maybe we should reiterate it.
I think I got just 15.
I've got 2, so I will be able to help move this along because I have not bought anything. In fact, I need to send some money to Luke because I think he got these for me. Thanks, Luke. I got a Kodo disc that he found in Seattle.
That's awesome.
Everett, yes.
What's a Kodo disc?
Taiko drumming. If you've ever seen the film Rising Sun, there's a lot of taiko drumming in it, but it's traditional Japanese drumming with huge drums and of course drumsticks. Yeah. That you can beat a man to death with, but very good stage presence and.
Cool. They're like a Blue Man Group without the makeup.
Exactly, yeah. Blue Man Group kind of ripped these guys off, but there's only 2 or 3 releases on LD. Just really stylish graphics and everything. I watched this whole thing, and it was great. And Luke also found me this wild Yonin Bayashi, this kind of like band. They were from the 70s, but they're kind of prog at times, and man, just smoking hot instrumentals, and there's some good kind of like funky 80s stuff. The lead singer looks like Buckaroo Banzai and just oozes cool. And I guess they were broken up for a while, and then the 80s they got back together and did this live record. It's pretty badass. So he just happened to trip across it and was like, hey, do you want this crap? And I was like, I do want that crap. And
That's usually how it works.
I watched it and I was like, this is pretty badass. The guitar playing is like really hot. So sweet. Thanks, Luke. You rule. On to Ryan.
I'm just noticing your hat. Where'd you get that hat? I'm sorry. You mentioned it before.
I used to get a lot of swag when I was doing like 4 to 5 movies a week as a movie critic type guy. So they would send me just swag nonstop. So when Shanghai Nights came out, I got the soundtrack album. I got posters for days and hats and all sorts of stuff. So
I remember really enjoying that movie. I need to rewatch that one.
My favorite line is when he goes, they're going to sail to London, and Owen Wilson's like, England, that place is like ass soup.
Had to be improvised.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it is like ass soup. Thanks, Owen Wilson. So yeah, I figured Owen Wilson night I'd support.
Have we already discussed the Christmas tree?
Yeah, sorry everybody. I've not taken down the Christmas tree. Earlier today, I'm like, I'm just gonna have to talk about this fucking Christmas tree all goddamn night. Shout out to my boy Christian Hanahora in the chat. He was talking about the Christmas tree too. Yes, there's a Christmas tree here.
Okay.
It's fine.
Deal with it.
February 9th. Wow.
It'll be gone soon. Don't worry. I'll throw it in the trash. Everybody can relax.
Is that a real tree or a fake tree?
It's a fake tree. I don't have a real tree.
You're going to throw your fake tree in the trash? That's not how
I'm not. I'm going to fold it up nicely and put it in a box and store it in a storage room. Yeah. Anyways, Ryan, what do you got?
All right. I'm going to change gears from normal and show some U.S. stuff because
Let me move
I
this
do
over.
pick up Laserdiscs from America.
Well,
No,
So
you
I'm going
don't.
to start with this one.
Oh,
We were talking about this in chat. This
Mhm.
is the Sabrina the Teenage Witch. It's like the pilot, so it's done by Showtime, and it's 90 minutes long. So it's not like the TV series, or not entirely like the TV series, and it's kind of obscure and hard to find because who wanted to buy a pilot that made it didn't match the series? So
That's
did
some
you
Photoshop
just
job
yeah, the Photoshop's terrible.
on the front.
Yeah.
why is
The
it
head.
that?
Put it up
Um,
again.
oh,
God damn it.
hang on. All right, jeez.
Look at her head.
It's,
Oh yeah, no, it's not good.
Wow. Like
Ah.
I don't think her head can do that. That's cool.
I had never seen that, but that's, it's pretty rare these days that, covers come by LDF and you're like, I've never seen that disc before. I didn't know that was a thing.
Image.
Yeah, Max has one too. She's showing.
Oh.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, like I didn't know it was a thing until I picked it up in a collection, and of course they never opened it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will, but
Wait a minute, is mine sealed? I think. Wait a minute, mine might also be sealed.
So good, they're all sealed.
Oh no, it's open. It's open.
all right. Moving on. Legend of the Lost Tomb.
Sick.
This looks really good. They're walking out of a pyramid,
It's glowing.
and it's
It's
got
lost.
Rock Pierce as the leading actor.
He was
So-
James Bond, wasn't he? Oh, no,
Uh,
that was Pierce Brosnan.
that's
was
not the
Rock
same
Hudson.
guy.
Maybe. Oh, it's The
Oh,
Rock. Yeah.
How did they lose
It's
the
The
tomb?
Rock.
It looks like it was right behind them.
It's lost. Just deal with it. A nice horror pickup
Oh,
for
yeah.
Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
that's a good one.
My Demon Lover with
I've seen
Scott
that movie. It's
Valentine.
good.
Yep. So
He gets horny and he becomes a monster.
I mean,
I love it.
that tracks.
It's pink spine.
a later release, Attack
Damn.
of the
I've
50-foot
got
woman.
that one. It's nice.
And going with my oversized woman collection. Thank you, Max, for this one.
Wow.
Attack of the 60-foot centerfold, which is of course New Horizons,
That movie sucks.
who made
I've
the
seen
best.
that one. I'm gonna say neither
movie
of them are
sucks.
particularly good.
That's the poster quote there.
Yeah.
That movie sucks.
Some sweet Keith Carradine.
Gosh.
I don't know if this is like a thriller. I'm assuming it's a thriller, but she's got a gun behind her while she's
Because
like
it's
seducing him.
backfire, get it?
Karen
Get
Allen.
think about it.
Yeah. So, yep. This looks good. I haven't seen it yet.
I literally just got that today too.
Fahey.
The Serpent of Death.
I see
Jeff
that.
Fahey.
Wow.
His name is almost as big as the entire title of the movie. That's where this movie's at.
I look
So,
at this picture. He's just like, yeah, I'm Jeff
I'm
Fahey.
assuming this is like an Indiana Jones ripoff or something, but
Yeah.
it looks good.
It looks like double feature material for the Lost previous one you showed.
Yeah,
Oh
maybe
yeah,
they're tied
100%.
Every
Yes.
time I see Jeff Fahey, I think of Lost.
Hell
and
yeah.
think of just
Well, yeah.
how amazing they were to cast him.
Yeah.
And then like they kept him around. Like he was supposed to die off, and they just like, yeah. Anyway,
It's too good.
yeah.
I picked up an animated movie finally.
Wow.
Cats Don't Dance. It's AC3. It's super rare. And
So the soundtrack to that, like they've had it at my record store. Well, my record store back in San Diego. It's supposedly be like, I don't know. Like they had it for like $80 or something. Like
yeah, I mean it's
Fuck about
1997 or 98. So, but yeah, definitely hard to find. And I actually want to see that because it's kind of a LaserDisc oddity.
Yeah.
Thank you, Max, for this one. I watched this recently, Body Count. It is fantastically bad. Like everything about it is just average as fuck, the entire movie. And
I see.
Yeah, Ice-T's in it, right?
Yeah.
yeah, same movie.
Yeah. Cop killer.
Brigitte Nielsen is this like giant woman, and she's fighting underneath like a train or something with another woman, and somehow loses, even though she's like twice her size.
Is that Robert Davi in there?
So ridiculous. I wanted to just show this one because I don't think most people know it exists.
Oh.
This is Letterbox
Oh.
edition
Super
Yeah.
Letterboxd.
Ghostbusters. So I wanted to, I picked this up in a collection, and I wanted to just watch it and see what the picture quality looks like. Because like you wouldn't know because it's only on the sticker.
It's like a weird
And-
ratio, though, isn't it? It's not like full 2:3:5.
I have no idea. So like, I it's a curiosity for me. Yeah. So we'll see.
Oh, I've had that one, but I must have gotten rid of it.
This is another hard to find disc. The Japanese one, Primal Species, way easier to find. I'd never found a Carnosaur 3 in the wild, and finally picked one up.
Wow.
Because if you need Carnosaur, you need all 3 of them.
Yeah, there's definitely 3. I knew that.
There's a really, really good plot series that they follow through.
I'm
Dinosaurs.
sure.
Oh.
Gotta have more C. Thomas Howell that night. He's just got it going on. I just watched Side Out, so, always gotta have more C. Thomas Howell.
Who is
He's
that?
so good inside out.
What's his biggest movie? C. Thomas Howell's biggest movie?
Well, like The Hitcher is my favorite, but Outsiders. Yeah.
Usually he's in blackface.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
Soul Man, right?
Soul Man. Yep.
Hang on. Got my C. Thomas Howell collection here.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh wow!
Along with Side Out,
Side Out, so good. Oh damn, you got the freaking Japanese Side Out. That's dope.
It's longer. There's more.
No, there's more volleyball. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I mean, like they have the entire playing with the boys sequence going on in that movie. It's ridiculous. They use the same song even. So.
Nice.
Really hard to find.
Now we're talking.
Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze. Really, like, most of these are Image Entertainment because they're the only ones who knew how to release Laserdiscs in the U.S. And then last but not least, this is one I've been looking for, didn't want to pay for because people ask dumb amounts for this. Excuse me again. Richard Grieco and Mark Hamill, When Time Expires. And Cynthia Geary, but no one knows who she is. Just Mark Hamill and Richard Grieco. And another Image Entertainment release. So you can't go wrong with anything that Mark Hamill did that isn't Star Wars. Because he just, hits it out of the park with the really big movies here.
I mean, yeah, that looks really high quality.
Yeah, of course. I only pick up good movies, Sam. We know
That's
this.
right, yeah.
All right, so Hayden, you next?
Sure, why not? So I got a couple of discs from Maxine right before the holidays.
Oh, yes.
Finally got around to picking up The Grinch and Horton Hears a Who.
Nice.
After the holidays. We watched this with my family. So we have a little nephew now. I forgot how bad the songs are in Horton Hears a Who. They're awful. Like, it's weird that they have so many in there because they're like really unbearable. Then I got Letterboxd Mean Streets,
nice.
which I haven't seen yet. Be getting around to that eventually. And then got Letterboxd After Hours. Enjoyed this a lot.
Even better.
You're sucking up to Vinny all of a sudden. What's going on here?
Well, Criterion announced they were
next.
And then I got Vinny on LaserDisc. Yeah. No, I got those because the Criterion announcements, and I thought it sounded interesting. And then I thought, like, well, I don't feel like spending $80 on 2 movies I haven't seen. So for those, and then picked this up, the Roan Group Nosferatu.
Sweet.
So this is the first Herzog movie I've ever seen, and I absolutely loved it. We'll be getting around to the commentary eventually. And they're very polite of them to put the subtitles within the widescreen movie so that when I zoom in, the subtitles aren't cropped off.
Isn't that got to have German and English audio tracks?
No, it's got German and then audio commentary. The Japanese pan and scan disc does have English, though, according to LDDB. So
okay, it's the Blu-ray.
That's neat.
Sorry.
But that is it for me as far as LaserDisc pickups.
Shout out to that Braveheart behind you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen Braveheart. I haven't. But
you're ready. I think it's Luke time.
I understand the William Wallace vibes.
I haven't seen it either.
Okay. I just moved to Seattle. I'm up here, and I have not bought much.
Just missed all the rain. I was thinking of you, Luke.
What was that?
I thought of you with all the rain in San Diego, and I was hoping.
Oh no, gosh, that's intense. Yeah. Have you guys been watching? Anyway, no, I have not had any of that rain, other than just the regular Seattle drizzle, depression rain. Anyway, I picked up this one, Coming Home. John Voight, Bruce Dern, Jane Fonda. On some podcast I was listening to, and they talked about a scene. This is a Hal Ashby movie, and there's one crazy, intense scene where the guy commits suicide by. It's no spoiler. Where he commits suicide by just getting a syringe and putting air into his veins.
Yeah.
It's like, holy fuck. Like, it's so intense.
Oh.
But this movie, this movie is great. Being a veteran, this hit a lot of things for me. Anyway, highly recommended. This is one you might flip past. This was a really good movie. And I thought Bruce Dern really, he comes in at the very end and he crushes it. All right, what else did I get? The other thing I got was just this guy right here.
Oh,
This was on eBay.
Nice.
Just a nice late release Caddyshack. It was on there for $20 or something. You just gotta. Sometimes you just look and it's like, holy shit, look at that.
Score.
Yeah, got that. That's it. That's all I got.
Do you currently have anything rented from Scarecrow?
No. I tried to rent. They have a very small. So Scarecrow is this huge video rental store that's still going strong. They've turned into a nonprofit, which is weird because they don't seem to give a shit about customers. Which is like, isn't that what you're trying to keep going here? It's just they have a small rental section of LaserDisc, and I was about to rent that Rampage or whatever.
Oh yeah,
it's a Japanese version, supposed to be like the director's cut, and I brought it down, and they said, "Oh, this one we got to put like a $300 hold on your debit card."
No,
and I'm like, "No, I'm good." For one thing, you can get it on eBay right now for like maybe $100, like just straight eBay. Some guy in Japan will sell it to you for like $100. And it's just like,
are you talking about Rampage with Michael Biehn?
Yes.
Just DM me after the show. I'll send you a copy.
Yeah. Okay, that'd be great.
But he'll also put a $300 hold on your card.
Yeah, well, I have that anyway, so it's cool.
It's sad because I looked through all of them, and there's nothing that I'm like, they have, I have better discs than they do. I'm totally bragging, but like I do. They have some Criterions that are cool, and they have like some Cat 3 ones that are cool, but they have like, I don't care. I'm not gonna. Anyway, we'll see. But the answer is no. I do not have anything rented. No laser. I have been renting some DVDs, and it's fun because I might go over there and rent them, and I can mail them back, so I don't have to go back. But yeah, that's all I got.
Cool. Nice. I think it's Haller's time.
Okay. So I haven't been on in like 3 months.
Well, John in the chat says he knows someone that works at Scarecrow Video, so he can submit your complaints, Luke.
I have been purchasing some laser discs.
Oh, really?
I got a mix of Japanese and American. Well, you know me, I ebb and flow, but I've got a decent pile here. Picked up a little Courage Under Fire action, a little Edward Zwick.
Nice.
Nothing too crazy
Matt
here.
Matt Damon shooting up through his toes, right?
Like his first major
spoiler.
role. A little bit of sneakers action.
Sweet.
Cool. Little 92 Robert Redford. I got some video game playthrough discs. This is just somebody playing through all of the Namco arcade games Starblade.
Yes.
This is a very niche one. Starblade rips, and it inspired a bunch of games that I really, really like. I got a full playthrough of Ridge Racer 2.
Sweet.
Anyone who had a PlayStation in like 1996 has probably played a little Ridge Racer. It's just a playthrough of many of the courses. We have a non-AC3 widescreen Gattaca.
Sweet release, though.
Very clean release. Excellent picture quality. Great Dolby surround mix on that one. I have made a couple of trips to my local record store and bought a couple of different US releases. So we've got The Phantom.
Hell yeah.
Which it's basically an Indiana Jones-like with the same production designer. And Billy Zane being Billy Zane.
And Treat Williams.
Oh, yeah.
True. I think that might be my only Treat Williams movie. We've got the LaserDisc of the OVA based on Street Fighter 2.
Nice.
Which is a nice, very clean copy. We've got the widescreen of the Macross.
Nice.
Do you remember?
Do you remember Love?
Movie?
Yep. That's a good one.
It's sliding away on top of my other disc over there. Recently, I went to Record Archive with fellow member of the panel, Ryan Cushing, and he advised me to purchase this nice, clean copy of Waiting for Guffman.
Yep.
I have not watched this yet.
It's fantastic.
But it is on my radar when I have a little bit more time for comedy. At the same time, he also advised me, and I self-advised because I've been waiting years for it, but I finally got me a copy of Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song.
There we go.
I watched this in college for a film course, and this movie is incredible.
Come on, feet.
I am very, very glad to have finally acquired that one. Just a couple more. I acquired one of I believe this is the second release. The second issue.
Oh, yeah.
Stop Making Heads. Stop
Yeah.
Making
The Pick Me Up.
It's not Stop Making Heads.
Stop making heads.
With the bonus songs that Criterion ended up just like ripping from LaserDisc for their release.
As they should.
Yep.
As God intended.
Yep.
I've got the Hong Kong exclusive release of the 1997 Lolita.
Wow.
Which Cushing is, I'm still shaking his fist at me about.
You got the pickup of the day there. Like, if I picked that row, I would have grabbed it. So
it
like,
literally was just. It's kind of like you were looking at the shelf where you picked up the Free Willy Squeeze. Literally the same exact circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We got the Japanese Dolby Digital encoded copy of Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. This is the direct-to-video second sequel. It's
second or third movie?
Third movie.
That's the third one. What's the sequel?
Honey, We Blew Up the Kid.
Yeah, blew up the kid.
Let's see. We've got the.
Yeah, you shrunk them, then you blew them up.
Yeah. Then you shrunk yourself.
The analog Macross, do you remember, Love, with the corner obi?
Corner obi, baby. Also letterboxed.
I agree. We've got a little early Scorsese boxcar Bertha action going on over here. I saw this, absolutely had to have it. This was a local pickup, and then a little early De Palma action with some sisters.
Oh, there we go. That was something.
Yeah, baby.
I am absolutely going to sit down and have a field day. I got two
That's
more.
his best one. Best movie.
I've never seen it.
Cool.
So I acquired the full boxed set of Macross Plus.
Yeah, baby.
I just couldn't live with the fact that I was missing Volume 4. And this box owns. Love it.
It's great.
And then maybe 2-3 years ago, I purchased the first 2 boxes of an anime program called Galaxy Express 999.
Yes.
These are like big 10-disc boxes. And I saw a really cheap single box listing of the third box. So now I have the complete 3-box boxed sets of Galaxy Express 999. The problem with this series, I have not found good English subtitles for it. The only ones I have are largely incomplete and broken. I don't know if that's due to encoding or other issues. So I've gotten about 3 episodes into a 30-disc set.
Time to raw dog it.
Just look at the plot synopsis on your phone.
Exactly. Be lazy like me and Hayden.
Do that. I will never want to do that. I have all of this broadcast equipment. Let me use it. And that's all I've got over here.
Sweet.
In terms of pickups.
Max, what do you got?
I have live.
Hell yeah.
Squoggy.
With a bow tie.
With his friend. Other Squoggy.
With a hat.
With a hat, and he's smaller. He's his baby.
Well, if you have 2, you can make more at least.
Yeah, true.
I think it's probably Squawky Squawky and Squawky Talky, maybe.
Yeah, like Squawky Jr.
Yeah. But they have little microphones, and they got cute little eyes, and they're adorable, and I love them.
That's awesome.
They just arrived fresh. Okay, and I'll grab my cool things that I have. Okay, this I'm so thrilled.
Oh, Thrashcore, you got it.
Thrashcore 1, skateboarding. Thrashcore 2,
dude,
roller edge, and Thrashcore 3, snowboarding.
Wow, that's a score.
Huge score.
It's just what's on there music wise.
Stuff you like.
Yeah.
It's It's from the Video Drug series too, which are
Yep.
really cool too.
Cool.
Wait, is that like skate videos or is that like music videos?
Like, I haven't gotten to watch them yet, and
Are there artists on the back? Like, what are we
no,
doing?
it's all in Japanese. So I mean,
okay.
it's on the database. Who's on which one?
Yeah.
But
So-
I know Red Hot Chili Peppers are on one of them. I don't know which one. Maybe the
Okay.
skateboarding one. I forget. But the I mean, I'm getting pretty close to all having a lot of skateboarding.
I know.
There's not a lot of skateboarding.
You got the Stacy
have
Peralta
one.
one, right? So
Yes, I
yep.
do. I have Stacey Peralta, and I have it's over, or maybe it's in the stack.
Yep.
I'll show it if I get to it. But something else skateboarding made me think of it. I got some music ones.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Pet Shop Boys. It has Western Girls, which is all I need to hear 150 times.
There's like a lot of Pet Shop Boys discs, and they go like people really. I don't know.
love Pet.
They're always
They're
looking
great.
for them. Yeah.
I
Pet
love
Shop Boys have one song, just like Motorhead has one song.
it's West End Girls, and I want to hear it a lot of times.
Come
I
on.
love
That's their only song. Just like Motorhead only has. Ace of
Let's
Spades.
make lots of money. Come on, that was a huge hit.
No, they have
Opportunities.
Good,
Yeah.
Oh no, for
No.
sure.
Nope, never heard of it.
It's on here.
Yeah.
Nope. Western Girls. Western
Yes.
Girls. Yep, like the Western Girls.
Love
Yeah.
comes quickly, like or
Yes.
whatever.
No,
Yeah.
they've got hits.
They've got hits.
Yeah, Western Girls.
Bona fide hits, but West End Girls I do want to hear lots and lots of times. So
Oh, that's a good one.
this is dope. I mean, I fucking love Warlock and I love Cinderella. So like this is already crushing.
Yeah.
And everybody else is dope too. But like that just is what I like. I have to have that.
Sweet.
I mean, like, and also when you ever gonna get Kingdom Come on freaking
I know.
so funny.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And then
I was going to ask if you had Breaking Metal too, because now you're Warlock complete, right?
I think I might be actually. But it had Venom.
It does.
I fucking love it.
And Lee Aaron and Rock Goddess. I always love that.
Too, but like, I mean, yeah, love Warlock, but damn, huge.
That's a good one.
Huge. We got a lot of Pat Metheny. Love Pat Metheny.
Sweet.
So I had to have this one. Surfers the movie.
Whoa. Never seen it.
I don't know. It seems like music lineup looks kind of cool.
Oh, PIL and all right.
It says Gotcha Sportswear, which kind of sold me right there. I was like, say no more.
Yep.
Gotcha is sponsoring this and presenting it with Surfer Magazine. I'm like, it's going to be some style, at least. If it's not actually a good movie, we'll see. I got clips.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, this had Wasp, so I
Dude.
was on it for Wasp. And of course, Ingve's like on everything, it seems. But it had Poison and Kiss Crazy Nights, so
All right.
bad medicine. I was like, that's enough. Revenge of the Ninja.
Heck yeah. Sho Kosugi, baby.
Yeah. Super, I mean, love me some ninjas here.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
There are a couple more from Ryan. I gotta show these ones because these are just so freaking crazy. Hold on. Let's whip those. Okay. I don't think I showed these. Did I show War Dogs already?
Well,
Oh, nice.
I don't think so. No.
Good. And this is a different stack. Magic Kid 2, a different version.
Yeah, I was going to
because
say.
This is so funny. I love this. I mean, Buford the dog. Yes. Okay. This was the one. This was the big one for me because Teeth Monster.
Oh, hell yeah.
Gotta have the Teeth Monsters. It's very big. I'm going to make its own section soon. I think I'm deranged Pinocchio complete. With the strange cover of the lenticular cover of Pinocchio, this, Pornocchio, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think I'm pretty close to having all the really weird Pinocchio stuff. So this I'm stoked on.
Score.
Super cool. Michael Paré. And
Nice.
And
of course,
Jan Michael Vincent? Yes.
Yes. looked. I mean, I love him. So, and then we got. I really don't know if I showed.
I don't remember seeing the Thunder in Paradises. I mean, I've seen them, but
Nope.
And then Mr. Nanny had to get
Hogan-tastic. Wow.
Got to get your Hogan.
yes, and
Yeah, be like me and Vinny and be Hogan complete.
Yeah.
Oh man, that movie is so
Divorce.
bad, even though the cover makes it look like it might be entertaining.
It
it
looks
looks like
It does not look entertaining. That looks like a
PC
magazine
game.
cover. What is that? Is that the front or the back? I
It's,
think it's the back.
The year is 2005.
wow.
it's about like a video game.
It looks like a video
Oh,
game.
God,
VR,
it's just-
VR, and I'm just
It does not like hit on any part. Oh,
the 2005 is really.
it's got Matthias Hughes in it, so he's like always a good badass like bad guy, and it still doesn't help.
Damn.
Yeah.
Billy Blanks.
Expect no money. That's what the movie. That's what the movie made. It made no money.
Damn. Cyber Tracker 2.
Yes, I do have Cyber Tracker 1 lurking there-ish.
We believe you.
Soon you'll be cyber complete.
I think I know. I want all the cybers. And then we have, of course,
Damn. That's got to be a late release.
it's 97.
Oh,
Is earlier than I also would have felt.
that's
Like,
amazing.
It was like a press like thing for their like Asia tour.
Oh, wow.
I believe it. I was the person that when they had Backstreet Boys CDs at Burger King, I drove through that damn Burger King many times to get all 3 versions of the Backstreet Boys. So I love revisiting this because I really haven't gotten back into Backstreet Boys since the time.
They're
so.
back. So,
They're back. Backstreet's back. All right.
all right.
All right. Like, that's a lot. So I flew through them. Hopefully.
Sweet. Well, I know, Vinny, you stopped collecting LDs a couple of years ago, but what do you pick up?
All right. I literally I rushed in and I grabbed what turns out to be 15 exactly.
Wow, look at you
Wow.
following the rules.
Yeah, I did.
Solaris, which I've never seen. This is the original
Very nice.
Solaris.
That is it. Talk about a fast-paced movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
thing-
If you love Armageddon, you'll love that.
I saw a
You
16
probably might like
millimeter
Meteor,
of
but
that
I don't know
once.
what's Solaris.
Something called Farewell, My Lovely with
Oh my god! So it's so I'm actually reading. Fuck me.
Carver.
The Long Kiss. The Raymond Chandler.
Oh, Chandler.
So yeah, that's actually it's a really good movie.
Cool.
Did I give that to you? If I did,
No,
send it back because I want it
I
back.
got it. No, I grabbed it on Whatnot because no
It's
one.
good. It's a
else
Japanese only
wanted it.
release, and it's a solid movie. Yeah.
I'm excited. I haven't seen it. Something I didn't realize I needed to be Scorsese complete was this Grace of My Heart, which he executive produced.
I've got that.
I've never actually seen it. I don't know how I missed it. Allison Anders, music by Burt Bacharach and Elvis Costello.
Yeah.
Ileana Douglas from Cape Fear and Goodfellas.
I have it. I've never seen it.
I never pass up a late release MGM title. This is the Pride and the Passions. I don't even know what it was. I've never seen it, but it's got Cary Grant in it, who's the greatest of all time.
Sweet.
And Sinatra.
It's sealed. It's from, probably 98. I think 97 or 98
Yeah.
is when they started using the black. Another MGM, cool cover, Pork Chop Hill. Never saw it. Another late MGM.
Oh, nice.
I think,
Well, I've got one of those right over here. Didn't make
yeah,
the cut.
Ryan and I were in a Whatnot show and it came up for like, I don't know, I think I paid like $10 for it.
I don't even
Ryan
think
also
you got to
told
$10. No one knew what it was, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're bidding them out.
Wow.
Yeah, Ryan also told me to buy that one at Record Archives. So,
And did you buy it?
yeah.
Cool.
So it's over here in my didn't make
Nice.
the cut pile.
Good pickup.
98-ish Strategic Air Command, Jimmy Stewart. He floats in the air with.
I know. I love how he stands in the air like that.
It's really.
This is pretty cool. You guys probably have this. I remember seeing this all the time, but I never had it. This thing.
Yes.
Disc quiz. Yeah, I don't have that. Max does, but
Yeah, Steve Allen hosts it.
It's fun. It's really fun.
Yeah, and you just step through, I guess, and answer trivia. So the cover is amazing. It's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah, I'm excited to actually play that. I had to just grab an AC3 speed because I had the regular speed, so I might as well. I don't have DTS, so I might as well get the AC3.
Upgrade.
Yeah. This is a movie I saw when it came out, and I didn't love it, but it was a long time ago, so I'm excited to revisit Safe.
Ooh, got that. I've been wanting to watch it. Yeah.
What year is that?
That's 96, I think.
Yeah, I think maybe post-COVID it might hit differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's early Todd Haynes, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I remember Chris Altman talking about that one a while back and really enjoying that.
Yeah, he did dig it.
I keep looking for the Blu-ray and I just never pick it up, so I grabbed Running Scared, which is great.
Love Billy Crystal.
Nothing special about the release, but it's a great movie.
It's deluxe. At Letterbox.
A Capra movie called State of the Union. But if it's 4x3 and I don't have it, might as well.
Sweet.
And then finally, this thing, which I didn't love.
Which is up for sale.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll take it. Send it over.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Send this year.
Yeah, you guys, can you read this? Can you read this all?
Oh, sure. Yeah, the resolution's great.
Yeah.
Compression artifacts really make.
Oh, look! I just realized the smile is in the gatefold too.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So weird.
It's a sailboat.
In our chat, Sam, you were saying that you remember that smile from your. I never noticed that smile.
The poster, of course, is great. 2024, which is where we are now.
Yes, we're in it.
We have telepathic dogs, right?
Yes.
It's bonkers, but I don't know if I need to ever watch it again. But so I'll give it to someone who might want it.
You can watch it when it hits 2024 again.
Right. That's it. 15 LaserDiscs.
Wow. Very, very cool.
Okay. The Chandler, I'm starting to read The Big Sleep. That's
I
what
love that one.
Yeah.
Love that one.
I basically just when I watch stuff, I usually grab a Rowan or something noirish.
I finally watched A Long Good Night, and that thing is amazing. I love that movie.
Long Goodbye?
Or Long Goodbye, sorry.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, that movie smokes.
Yeah.
All right, ready for some hot topics?
Oh, are there?
I only want cold topics this week.
All right, we got a mix of hot topics.
Sam.
All right, first off,
what's hot?
If there's anything you want to gatekeep or whatever, don't bother. Just spoil everything in this podcast because we explicitly spoiled Holy Virgin versus the Evil Dead, and nobody knew. Because I think on like 3 episodes, we're like, there's a dude on eBay with $5 copies of Holy Virgin versus the Evil Dead. Get them now. And he just came into LDF like a week ago, and everyone lost their minds. So
yeah. I mean, we had to help him sell like the first 50 or something, and still he sold like another 100 or so.
Yeah. I still have
his numbers dropped. One of his posts was like, I have 500, and the next post was like, I have 300. You remember?
Yeah, he hit up the VHS groups too. So like any of those guys who had a player were picking it up because why wouldn't you?
I saw a guy on Twitter, which is completely like I don't look for LaserDisc shit on Twitter. A guy bought 4 copies and was ripping all of them using like either a doomsday decoder or whatever for ripping analog signals.
Oh, he was like by the 4 copies for signal loss.
I've got one terabyte just to get dedicated to the first side. I was like,
yeah, and you layer them, so if there's a dropout in one, it's like automatically corrected on the other. Yeah, I've never gotten that deep into archiving.
Jesus fucking Christ, guys, what are we doing?
My favorite comment on that was the guy who was like, I've been looking for that movie forever. No shit, somebody found a pallet of it somewhere. Yeah.
And I mean, if he's been looking for it, did he not have an eBay alert? Because like
it's been there
up there for months.
Yeah,
it was sleeping for sure.
It was the worst kept secret.
I just got up from my hibernation, and holy shit.
So I had, of course, selfishly be like, here's the podcast we did about it like 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Whatever. Hey, did you get any? How many covers did you sell?
Yeah, dude.
You sold? How rich are you right now?
Oh, very rich. I have a very high profit margin on making those. Had a few people reach out, had a few people decide that they were going to wait, had one guy decide he's going to get one, and a few people who we're changing things up at the print shop I work at, so I'm waiting to see how that pans out before I start giving people prices. Because I'm not sure that with all the laying each piece of gold vinyl onto the cover. I don't know how much I want to do that. You know, and I don't want to have to spend. I don't want to have to spend money on these. I would love to do them for free, but they're a little expensive to make.
So you gouge the fuck out of these people. They want something from you.
$100.
You have it.
Now look, see, I tell them that they can get it without the gold vinyl for cheaper, but no one ever wants to do that.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
No one wants like the B.
Yeah. Why do you make such a cool jacket, Hayden?
Those were the gold was the first edition. This is the second edition.
Yeah.
This is
I could just not offer it anymore, I suppose,
Yeah.
but that's what everyone wants.
Well,
So.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, dude, that's like the first edition slip. That's sold out.
Yeah,
Just do a cool scan of the normal
and then
jacket.
you guys can all resell them for like $300.
Oh, yeah.
If you make another edition, that means I got to have another one.
Exactly.
Then I got to buy another disc from that guy.
Yeah, me
and
too.
it's just a whole other thing.
I got a couple extra discs.
Nice.
Why?
So make like the second jacket that's not as nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
Wait,
and
All right, I'll get on that.
add second pressing to the back of it. So
Yes.
everyone
Yo.
Why do you have extra copies of that thing?
Well, he's going to run out eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Altman bought like
They're really
10.
cheap.
Yeah, they're
Because you can
$6
make
a
covers
pop.
and sell both of them at the same time. I got you.
Yeah.
Andy. That's fine. That sounds good.
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
It's
I mean, maybe
silly
his house will catch
investment.
fire.
I almost
don't know.
bought a few more, but I just got the one.
I
I got a
the
couple
one.
extra, too.
That's all I need.
How many did you get?
Yeah, I
Vinny?
have one that I'm going to keep. I'm not going to keep all of them.
I only have one
Oh, okay.
of the movies. Yeah, the disc itself, I only have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get a cover from Hayden?
I did not get a cover.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Vinny to
Second
send his
press.
copy to someone.
I probably will, but maybe I'll press
He
play
didn't
on
even
it.
keep Never Say Never Again.
No.
So
I did notice behind Maxine is a copy of a movie I love that I think I sent to Luke, or maybe I made you buy it.
You
And-
made me buy it, and I hated it.
Yeah, Music of Chance.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Chameleons?
No, Music
No.
of Chance.
Oh, that
Yeah.
one. Oh,
Yeah.
Music of Chance. Oh, I just that was
Check
another.
it out.
I bought it in Seattle when I was with
Yeah,
you.
that's right.
You were like, buy this. It's really good. I'm like, oh. But then I watched it.
Yeah.
I actually shopped that from myself because I didn't know I had it, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then now it's here.
Cool.
Also, I guess not really a hot topic, but the current state of the events, we finally reached that point where all the players are broken, because I swear
Oh, yeah.
LDF feed is, thanks for the ad, my player is broken. Thanks for the ad, how do I fix this damn player? And then even the
I
people,
got this off eBay and
Yeah.
it said it was working, and now it's broken when
I
it
mean,
ships.
this is just what happens when social media replaces forums.
Right.
Like, there is the LaserDisc database forums, but you have to know what the LaserDisc database is. You
Yeah.
have to use it.
You have
and
to search
figure out-
Google for
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
and even some of the old timers in LDF are like, all of a sudden, my player's crap. So hoard those players, everybody.
People are just
Yeah,
lonely.
the answer
talk.
to the answer to that question is you guys should probably just buy another player. Make sure they know how to ship it.
Yeah.
I love the guy whose name is LD Flipper 100.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Help
great.
me fix this player so I can
Hey,
watch
Retro
this
Flipper here. I want to make some money, and I want you guys to help me make it.
Yes. No commission.
Yeah, so be nice to your players, and yes, hoard them
Don't
and
ship them.
lock them up. Yeah.
Drive them across the country if you have to.
Ryan's done it.
Yep.
I've got
It
4
works
extra
out.
ones right here. Just right
Yep.
there.
I think I still
Way to
have,
do it.
I have 3
I wish I wouldn't have
players.
gotten rid of my Panasonic 600. That was a dumb move.
Oh yeah.
I have one for you.
Hayden, when you come out to Rochester to watch a Mad Max in 3D, you can have my LX 600.
Score.
Nice. I'm on my way right now.
The next time I pass through, I'll get it to Illinois for you, and then we'll go south.
We'll work it out.
We'll have a winter trip where it's warmer when you guys lose power because it goes below 35.
Yeah.
Also, announcement: the Christmas 1982 Laser Tour is the new Nimoy. So
Yeah.
get
Oh,
ready for
yeah.
more of those.
I don't even know what this is.
Apparently, in 1982, there was a LaserDisc-driven exercise bike / projection television set, so you could have images of roller coasters and/or bucolic streets, and as you bike. So
Peloton.
yeah,
Reminds me to check in on the bike guy, the guy I always check on him.
is he alive? Bruce.
Bruce. Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotta check. check on him.
I haven't heard that name in a while, so I hope he's alive.
Yeah.
He would always, he wouldn't post it there. He would post it somewhere else, and then he would like push it over.
Yeah.
It's like, I watched this movie while on my bike. And
like 100 miles to get
Yeah.
And he'd always like randomly generate the movie too. So like,
I guess he couldn't watch really long movies. Like, I hope he had like a W1 so he didn't have to get up.
yeah, just keep on cycling.
He's got like a single-sided player that he has to stop and.
Like, damn it. And
No remote.
also, don't upgrade your DVL 700 to a DVL 909 for the component outs, because the component does not
Don't
work for LD.
work for that purpose. Yeah.
That poor guy
I don't
never
know
came back.
I don't know how many times we have to say that.
Yeah.
I feel like that is something I've had to explain
Yep.
so many times.
There was that.
Doesn't it also say it on the back of the player? Doesn't it on the output? It says like DVD component.
Yeah, but Hayden,
I know.
that gives you the assumption that whoever owns this player can read.
And the back of the
Or
DVLs are crazy.
Basic research.
I mean, all the different digital outs and everything. It's like, this is for
I do
DVD,
not-
this is for LD, and this is man.
I do not miss my DVLs at all.
I still use one regularly, like as my test player. I have a Japanese model 909 that I use.
Yeah,
That's
Luke's got a
great.
nice one.
Yeah, but in general, I would say like there's some of the most like annoyingly complicated machines that like going forward, those are probably going to be some of the most broken unless you've had like them serviced, and you're like, even then you're
Yeah, like
You
two,
need a scope really to get it right.
and like
Yeah.
two separate video boards for DVD and LD, two separate laser pickups. Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, the DVLs are the ones that when we move into the next phase, we can leave behind.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah,
one.
but they were made super late, some of them.
There's lots
so,
of them. Yep.
I know.
There's a chance that there's some fresher ones with a little more life in them that
I
might
have
not have been abused yet.
Had one
Yeah.
straight out of the damn box with the
Nope.
same issue that everything else has with the side skipping of side B.
Side B problems for days. Yeah.
Yep.
I would like to try out a DVL H9 one of these days, just because it's supposed to have the same exact comb filter as the R7G, and they look sharp.
Yeah, it's a good player.
But every time I see one for sale, it is like $700, and it's like, well, I would rather die.
But yeah, I just felt bad for the guy because he's like, I'm taking out the 700 and putting in a 909, and they're like, why? And he's like, oh, for the component outs, and they're like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. So poor guy. Oh, Jason in the chat brings up a good hot topic: the Last Seduction deluxe widescreen laserdisc from Polygram. Way to go, Polygram.
Yeah.
Is not letterboxed at all. It's 4:3.
Shit.
Yeah.
This one.
And I think they even reissued that twice, like when Polygram got bought out or something. So there's like 2 issues of it. It says deluxe letterbox, but it's not letterbox. So there you go.
Wow.
Well, there's one version that is, and I think one version that isn't.
I've never found one that's actually letterboxed.
Oh,
Yeah. I've had like 2 or 3 different ones, but anyway, the deal was, it was a movie that was shot for theaters. Like same thing with Red Rock West, same director, and it was made for theaters. But then there was like, a backdoor deal to send it to HBO. So it ended up airing on HBO in 4:3. And then it, ended up picking up steam after that. And everyone's like, oh, it's a good movie. And Linda Fiorentino was robbed of an Oscar nomination because it had already aired on HBO. But they just dropped the HBO version on the LD, and it was not deluxe or letterbox, but no big deal. But it is a weird thing. It's one of those cases where the jacket is like 100% wrong.
Wow.
And what
I
else
should
is
just
new?
destroy them all.
Yeah, we should just go and crack them over our knees.
Yeah, honestly, sounds good to me.
Are we going to mention the Obi on fire? Is that even...
no.
All right,
That's
good.
bait.
Not even
Good.
mentioning
That's
it.
bait.
All right. Obi on fire not being mentioned. Players broken. The Cell just sold, so who bought it?
Yeah,
Oh, did it?
bought it.
Nobody?
How much should it go for?
Yes.
It
Like 21,
was-
2200.
Yeah.
Large dollars.
Large dollars.
You know what? You know what I could do with $2,200?
Formerly used car price.
You could buy a copy of The Cell.
I could pay to live
So
in
I've
my
been-
house for
So
like
I was
2
talking
months.
to a guy. I was trading rips, just straight DVD rips of some of these LaserDiscs. And he had the cell. And I was like, oh man, I see that you posted that you had the cell in an old thing. I was like, hey, could I get a rip of it? He said, no, that's untouchable. Like, you wouldn't even give me a fucking fuck you. I hope he's watching. Fuck you, guy. Like, give me a
high
break.
roller LD gatekeepers are. It's like it is an interesting circle if you're in that. But
tier, it's just a rip. It's like, give me a VHS rip. Like, it's nothing.
It dilutes the coolness of my disc, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. I got the Friends rip. You know, the Friends had a LaserDisc, which was crazy. And he sent me a rip of it, and it's nothing. Like, it's just, there's no subtitles. There's nothing interesting about it at all. It's just like a best of season 1 DVD that you might get. Was just such, I was excited. I was like, all right, let's get this. And it was just a big fat nothing. Like, who cares?
I bet you there was more analog video noise than you're used to watching on cable.
Yeah.
Okay.
John in the chat was like, don't even point at it. Yes, Nigel Tufnell with the cell. No, you can never look at the cell. Can't look at a rip.
I will. So I lived in Japan for 3 years. I flipped through a gajillion discs and hard-offs. I was always waiting. Just wait. I was like, oh, one of these days I'm going to flip, and there it is.
I'm surprised because you got some pretty good heaters.
Yeah. Nothing super big though like that.
Yeah, but did you ever find Tokyo Raiders?
I did not find Tokyo Raiders. No.
Yeah.
Can I mention
the X-Men or anything like that?
No X-Men. No. I think the biggest one was probably Transformers. I found that pretty early. I don't know.
You found Scream 3, which
I did find Scream 3. Yep. They sold that to our friend Marcus.
So what were we gonna say, Benny?
Oh, there's a bunch of these posts, but there's one I was just looking at the top post of last month. Dan Stein, who was one of these guys who was on forever, on a lot when he first joined, and then he disappeared, and he came back to just ask, "What's the most sought after LD?"
Oh yeah,
and 300 people just spill the beans on everything. I just hate those posts. It was funny that it was him because he was in the group for a long time and was buying and selling a lot, and then disappeared, and just a weird.
Must have found another collection.
Yeah, maybe.
Tell me your secrets. Tell me everything you know right now.
It kind of reminds me of those engagement bait tweets where it's like, who's got that 130 Rock clip? Or who's got that one, Comedy Bang Bang clip? It's like, all right, we're going to get 400 posts and then no one's going to.
It was like that one girl who was making YouTube videos or something, right? And she would always come on and ask for something.
It's her passion.
Like that.
The Vinyl Guru? Are we talking about the Vinyl Guru?
I don't know.
Museum?
Oh, the museum.
No, there was not the museum. There's another girl who would come on and ask questions basically tell me everything about the just so I can make a YouTube video about it real quick. And everyone would just but it was clearly
who's crazier? All of these people have come and gone, or us?
I mean, we actually watched the movies.
That's true.
Yeah.
Armageddon. We watched Armageddon. We talked about it for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, we did.
First time I ever saw that movie was on LaserDisc. So
I mean, honestly, talking about Armageddon is kind of like, we watched Star Wars Episode 1.
So I can't believe that you didn't see it in the theaters, Vinny.
I know.
I can't believe that either.
It was the experience of the year.
What year did it come out?
98.
Oh, 98.
So around time Lethal Weapon 4 and all that stuff.
I was a real snob back then. I was
too, but I saw it.
Now I'm just, while we're talking, I'll look to see what I saw. What was it? Summer '98?
Yeah, July.
So July '98. Wow.
Vinny probably saw Deep Impact, realized that Armageddon wasn't going to be as scientifically accurate.
Did not see it.
Somebody in the chat said that this is the most fun they saw us have talking about a film before. So I guess they enjoyed it. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, Armageddon's like a big 4-quadrant hit. Like, everyone liked it in 98 that saw it.
Except Sam.
Yeah, but Sam's not a quadrant.
This movie is no good.
I pouted, I crossed my arms. Yeah.
I've heard Deep Impact is better.
not to derail us too hard, but could you imagine a movie like Armageddon coming out today and getting any traction?
Yeah, it's called Marvel.
I saw only one movie.
Wow, what were you doing? Traveling or?
I didn't see anything in August.
Huh.
I saw a bunch of movies.
This is June.
Oh, June '98.
Well,
Yeah, this is summer.
Oh, yeah, I
Summer
was
block.
being-
July,
July,
July 11, because that's what my poster is.
yeah, it was really
Oh,
early
July.
July. Yeah.
Truman Show I saw in June. I saw Hope Floats because
Yeah.
I saw something called The Big Hit. What the hell was that?
Big hit. Yeah, that's
Mark
got
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Wahlberg.
Out of Sight,
Okay.
4
Yeah.
stars. Then I saw The X-Files, was the only movie I saw in July.
Wow.
And
Oh,
I
yeah,
never watched
X-Files.
X-Files. I wasn't a fan, really. And then Something About Mary, Private Ryan, Rounders. And then you get into all the great late 98, 99 stuff,
Yeah.
like Pleasantville and Blade and Thin Red Line. So, yeah, I don't
All
know.
heaters.
I don't know what I was doing August of, July of 98.
July 11th.
Married.
We want to know what you were doing.
Yeah.
Already married, didn't have kids yet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No excuse.
He had
Well,
animal crackers and putting him on his way.
Yeah. I literally did. I skipped that scene. I saw that. I was like, I'm good. I literally John-Filled a little bit past that. I was like, we're good.
What would have made you cry? It was deeply emotional.
It was. I was going with it, and I'm like, but wait, no, I'm good. I'm like, I don't have enough time to watch this whole bit too.
I was thinking of showing my son Do the Right Thing
Yeah.
for Black History Month, and I'm wondering, do I skip the Ice Cube scene?
Hmm.
Rosie Perez? Probably.
Maybe.
Sit
They
there.
had a
Yeah.
35 millimeter print of Do the Right Thing tonight, and I had to be at
Oh.
a school event when it started,
Oh, wow.
and I will always regret that.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, Carl Weathers' favorite
Oh, yeah.
Action Jackson star, passed away. So
Predator. He's
Predator.
yeah.
It was good in Arrested Development.
Yep.
Great.
Best film, yeah.
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He was
He was
directing some of
good
those,
in-
right?
Happy
Yeah.
Gilmore.
Of the Rockies.
Yep.
Rockies, of course.
Happy Gilmore. Come on, yeah.
Yeah, Chubbs. So
Still haven't seen it.
you haven't seen Happy
Wow.
Gilmore?
100%.
I mean, it's gonna be weird watching a comedy from that hit so hard then now. Like maybe it won't hit that hard, but
I don't know.
Oh,
Billy
Yeah,
Madison
because he
was up
dies in
there.
the movie.
Oh.
It's going to be weird.
spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Anyways, you guys ready for Grail Watch?
Yeah.
Yes,
What's-
this is
is
my
this in the
favorite.
future?
I love this.
It's
So
we've
the
been doing
thing-
Grail Watch
Good
for a while.
time.
So for
Oh.
the uninitiated, the term Grail is thrown around maybe a little too lightly, and in the LaserDisc Forever Facebook group. So I tend to keep track of every single mention of something being a Grail between podcast episodes, and then we kind of go through the list and determine whether it's Grail worthy or not. But here's the last list. It's a lot of hardware. People are liking to branch into hardware lately. So
Okay.
Oh,
So that broken players, I guess so.
yes, Sony MDP 999. That's a Grail. I'm all aboard for that. It's a very nice
Anything
player.
significant about that player?
It's like their highest end normal, like before the Muse players, essentially. So it's got the wood sides. It's over designed. It's like a LDX1 basically, but a little bit thinner, but heavy player.
Interesting.
Macintosh MLD 7020. That's often on Grail Watch.
I don't know. I mean, it's glorified 97. This is always the feeling. I
Yeah.
like the aesthetics of it. Absolute Grail. The internal.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Now on to discs. Good Burger.
Relevant Grail.
right.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. But
An extremely goofy movie.
Yeah.
okay. I see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Daikon 3 and 4, opening movie.
Sure. Yes.
Godzilla Death Battle Chronicle.
Yeah.
We're looking at you.
Kinda. It's not that hard to find on
Yeah.
Zen Market, but
I mean, it's cool.
It-
it is cool. It is like I would take it to a desert island,
Yeah.
but
Pioneer Elite SC09 amplifier receiver. I guess.
Is that like really chunky one?
Yeah, it's like that big. Yeah.
That that
Alright,
has
that's fine.
HDMI and it has the built-in demodulator, so I will give that
Yeah.
a Grail.
All right.
Yeah, fair.
All right, get ready. The Matrix,
I
Oh.
mean,
sure.
obscure film.
Only Hong Kong.
you're both
Only Hong Kong.
Okay.
Brony
Go
Grail.
Dolby Digital. Get out of here.
Here's some anime. Boogie Pop Phantom from Roby, I think, posted that.
Who knows what that is? I don't even know.
Roby
I collect
and
anime.
Sean Gillette knew what that was.
Oh, if they say
That
it's Grail,
tracks.
then-
Sean was in the chat.
100%.
Yeah, where's
He's
Sean?
anonymous.
Sean, get in here.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Sean.
Yep. And yes, I just still do have a Christmas tree up. Everybody, take a moment.
Look at
I haven't
this.
taken down the Christmas tree yet.
It's always
Oh,
Christmas
that's what
with
that
Sam.
is.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a Christmas tree
I
behind
love
me. Gotta really soak it in.
It's festive. It's now Valentine's tree, and
Yeah.
that's that.
Yeah.
I'll take it down someday, and then everybody will be like, "Where's the Christmas tree?"
know.
You got blinds behind you? Why you got blinds behind you? Where's the Christmas tree?
How dare you?
Anyways, sorry. I don't mean to be salty about the Christmas tree, but
I love it.
thanks. Yeah. Oh, somebody does. That's cool. I will be taking it down soon. Don't worry. Back to Grail Watch. X-Men.
Sure.
Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah.
Never.
Real.
DTS Jurassic Park.
No.
No.
that one-
Literally on
that one
eBay
was
every day, all the day, all the time.
But if people would like to pay Grail prices for it, I have a copy that they can have.
$700, talk to Hayden.
I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
go for
please.
Like $200, $300.
I
It's
also have
harder
a
to
Christmas
find-
tree for sale if anybody wants to buy
Yes.
it.
It's harder to find an AC3 Jurassic Park.
That's
True.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Here you go, Vinny. Out of Sight Signature Collection.
Yeah.
That one is not that
Not that hard to
expensive.
Just
find.
bought one
I got
for
that
like
one.
$10 last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got one.
I mean,
Yeah,
great
I have
movie,
that. If
but
someone... Sure, I have that.
All right. Transformers the movie with the black and white jacket.
Yeah, I mean,
That one's the not as good one.
No, it's secretly the better one.
I don't know. I like the other one.
Mm,
Just don't buy the
Actually,
wrong T2
neither
squeeze.
one's the good one. The 2010 box is the good one.
true.
Yeah.
That was actually
I'm
pretty funny
okay.
when Josh Seiber was in the group and he was like, there's only two. And one guy's like, no, there's not. There's a third one, sucker. And he was like, what?
Yeah.
Mind explode.
did he leave?
But no, he's still
No,
around.
he lurks in the comments now.
Yep. And finally, The Matrix again. Still double Grail.
Only in Hong Kong.
yeah.
It's open hatch in Hong Kong.
Jabroni,
Super
Jabroni-
35.
I think we've hashed the
Plastic
Matrix
chalice.
enough on this show.
Well, I mean, if
Smoke 'em if you
it
got
keeps
'em,
getting
of course.
grailed, it's going to keep showing up in Grail Watch. That and Speed.
Yeah. Joke grill.
The content is driven by LDF, so you need to complain to them directly and be like, stop talking about these damn grails.
You want me to
Make
make
a
some
post.
sort of appeal to the actual group?
Yeah,
No.
be like, my name is
Best,
Christopher
but I
Haller.
doubt it.
Listen,
Yeah.
I can't post a researched post about a disc that I'm watching without somebody telling me the aspect ratio is incorrect that I notated.
That's
So-
the internet, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the
I feel like
internet.
it's. I feel like the word Grail, though. Maybe you've noticed, Max, on whatnot. Everyone used to call things bangers, and now everything seems like it's a Grail too.
Yeah.
I think,
It's all the
Grail is
categories.
fair. Also, like, trash is being used in the terminology of
Yeah.
solid.
Well, that's Ryan's fault and Chris's
I'm
fault.
sorry.
Good job, Ryan.
Normalizing
Yeah.
trash.
Yes, normalizing trash.
My taste has gotten popular.
True.
Way to go.
It's true.
Luke's fault.
Anyways. All right, you guys ready to do some pickups that aren't LaserDisc related? And kind of
Sure, let's do it.
Yep. All right, I'm going to be quick because I didn't buy anything except for this one Blu-ray of the Black Hat Arrow release.
Oh,
Oh,
hey, I've got that over here as well.
I had,
It didn't
of
make
course,
the cut.
I'd bought the earlier release, and this one's got like multiple discs, multiple cuts, and they added the director's cut. So I've been wanting to see that. And it's
What
got.
happened with that? Did it ever come out? Like, what happened to that?
It was out in theaters. There was a theatrical cut, and apparently, like at the last minute, Michael Mann decided to kind of restructure the film because he thought like people wouldn't get into the pacing. So apparently, the director's cut is like far more satisfying and structured better. So
I know someone who was in it, and they were
Vinny,
all
what
excited
happened?
about it, and then it disappeared.
What happened is that it came out and it bombed so hard at the box office
Yeah.
that it was pulled from release within like 2 weeks because nobody gave a
Okay.
shit about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was quick,
that moved many movies.
and
Yeah, it
it's.
happens all the time.
It sits in this little pocket. Heat 2 is going to have a lot of Black Hat-esque elements because there's a character from Heat that returns in it that's also a bit of a
Really?
hacker.
Now I
played
gotta
by-
watch.
Who from Heat? Tell me who,
Tom Noonan's character, the guy
Noonan's
that
back!
the guy that
Wow.
pulls the bank data out of the air in his cool like pad up in the hills with the satellite dish and everything and the wheelchair. That guy is going to be back in Heat 2. So there's going to be a lot more like Black Hattery in Heat 2. So
Cool.
get
Just
ready.
Have to look what was even from because I'd never even heard of that film.
Well, there you go. Now I can get a copy from Arrow Video.
I guess
check
you
it
just
out.
gotta
Ooh.
spend an afternoon reading the Wikipedia page to get every movie Michael Mann has ever made, like I did about two months ago.
Wow.
Nice. Except for Jericho Mile.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I
I mean, it's a TV movie, but it's good.
I don't believe in TV, so
You don't believe in
I-
duels? as a motion picture?
Yeah, right? Come on, Duel, bro.
Duel has a theatrical release from Europe in
Okay.
1.85 to 1 widescreen, baby.
Well, still, Jericho Mile. Just saying. Anyways,
The
Ryan, what do
Blu-ray
you
is
got?
worth some money. I heard.
It
The
is.
Boy in the Plastic Bubble, not a movie?
No, it's not.
Because I saw that way too many times.
Yeah, Boy in the Plastic Bubble, baby.
All right, here we go. I picked up some things because I have problems.
72 records.
You're not wrong. Anyways, first and foremost is the Freeway and Freeway 2 box
Oh.
Yay.
for the movies that I already had, because unnecessary cardboard is essential.
We worked on Freeway.
Yeah, we did work on Freeway. This bad boy,
Yeah.
Red Rock West, which this thing smokes. I watched it like almost immediately. I got it and watched it like the next day. Just a gorgeous release. This is what it's like to be like Highbrow and Vinny. You get these booklets and so
I just feel like I have to
highly recommend it.
regret it. It's going to go up to like $100 soon.
Yeah, it's gonna sell out 100%. Yep, FOMO for sure. Black Cat 1 and 2.
Yeah, worked on those.
Really looking forward to that. Got the booklet in this, which they normally don't have a booklet on the VSAs, but since they really like this movie, I don't know. Gonna have to watch it.
Vinny loves it.
Santet 1 and 2, which is Indonesian horror. I watched the first one. It's wacky as shit, entertaining, super low budget, and like both movies have like a random song number that the cast starts singing in the middle of it. Like, I don't know if it's a requirement or what, but it's all over the place, but it's fun. Max might know a little bit about this.
Yeah.
Sam and Max worked on this one.
She supplied 2 laser discs for that one.
Yeah. I almost didn't have any, and then I suddenly had many.
Yeah, it was like a magical moment.
Nice booklet and everything in a magnetic clasp case.
Saw that movie like 10 times.
Walter Hill needs that treatment.
Oh my gosh. I found another copy of the better version, so now I can watch it on laser.
Oh, okay. All right, good. You got one.
The horrible Dr. Hitchcock.
Sweet.
With, slip and everything.
Oh.
Really looking forward to this. I think this is 4K as well. Yeah, 4K. That one was subscription. So, I had to get it. I subscribed for another year. I'm a junkie. I actually been watching a lot of these, so it's been nice to, watch the things that I subscribed and bought.
That's such a weird concept.
I know, right? Forgotten Gialli Volume 6.
Damn.
So, 3 more. I love these boxes. Somebody was complaining that the cardboard was slightly thinner, and I'm like, what? Did you measure it? Like, come on, really? Like,
yeah, they got the calipers.
Whatever.
Nerds. That's terrible.
Blonde Death from a new label called Bleeding Skull. The cool thing was, and they didn't really say much on it, it comes with a limited edition flexi disc. So that's a little 45 in there. There was only 125 made. So I snagged one, and it was immediately gone the same, 30 minutes after it was released. Minefield was on sale because the label is moving off of Vinegar Syndrome's distribution, so it was $10. Can't go wrong with a Canadian release. So that was cool. And then I picked up something in the secondary market, something I normally don't do, but somebody was selling all 5 slip covers for cutting class, and figured I'd get the movie. So I needed this for my completion. So I get to choose what slip cover I use to watch the movie, because,
it changes it drastically. I mean,
yeah, you need to know, it's like, I'm not feeling that slip if I want to watch. I'll watch this one. I want just a skull.
It's a different film every time.
Yeah, exactly. So, you got to have the paper. And then I got some records if you guys want to see them. Do you want to see them?
We like records.
Yes.
All right. So this is Rode, the guitar player from Hendrix. This is his album. So I got to check that out. Random stuff I picked up. There was a lot of weird psych that he had picked up in a collection. This guy, go to his garage to buy records. And so, excuse me, I did it again. Early Amboy Dukes.
Oh, with the Nuge?
Yeah, with the Nuge. A lot of crunchy psych. This really cool band called Carp. You guys heard of Carp?
No.
It's Gary Busey's band.
Dude.
Yeah, so hang on. Let me.
The Busey.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can't miss Busey on that. So, yeah, Carp. Check it out. Picked up some Kinks.
Wow.
This is Arthur or the Decline and Fall of the British Empire. Always try and pick up nice Kinks records.
Yeah, you see that one.
Pot Liquor.
Damn.
Oh.
And pick this one up as a throw-in. A little bit of Helix.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong. And then I found some other stuff locally. So it's a band called Kraftwerk.
Oh. Sweet.
That's so good.
Another band called Goblin.
Oh, never heard of them.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
No.
I got this workout record. I don't know if you guys heard of this guy from Schwarzenegger. He does a total body workout.
That's a nice price.
Nice price.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, good one.
More Nuclear Assault. Been
Sick.
picking them up as I see them.
Is that an OG press?
Yeah. I don't mess around with those represses. They might screw them up. And this one, I regretted not getting the first time, but I was able to snag it. This is the Action Jackson soundtrack. So it can't go wrong. And then this band called Alkaline Trio that I buy their records impulsively had a new album come out. So
how many variants?
Copy or
Mention that.
two. And I'll show you the one that I did spin. It's the indie variant, and it's just gorgeous looking. So, you can't go wrong when a record looks like that. So,
Very stylish.
but I really like the album so far. Listened to it 4 or 5 times. And then another band, I haven't cracked into this because it's first time on vinyl, but it's a band called Mest. And I may have gotten all the variants and then ordered the indie variant.
Is that the one you bought online while we were shopping in Connecticut?
Yes. This is the one I bought when we were in a record store. I'm like, hang on, I need to buy something that you don't have. So.
And he was like, "Oh no, dude, that'll disappear quickly. Get it."
Yep. Because I was wearing my Mest
hoodie.
hoodie at the time too. He was talking about it. I'm like, yeah, I just bought that as we were walking in. Excuse me. Wow. I got to stop this whole staying home and not working thing, but maybe not. We'll see. And then I have one other thing that I totally didn't show the last podcast that I meant to, and that was this the Jackie Chan collection. So, anyways, those are my pickups. Nothing major.
Score. All right, Hayden, what do you got?
Hayden, what has Hayden got? Hayden got a few movies for Christmas from his girlfriend.
What a girlfriend!
So, got The Lighthouse.
Nice.
I know I'm late to the hype on this, but this is amazing. I know everyone already knows it's amazing, but this is amazing. I love this. I love the sound. I love the look. I want to be in this world of this creepy atmosphere.
You want to be in that world.
No, that world's pretty cool. I want to be there. And I got Barbie on Blu-ray.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then got Oppenheimer on DVD.
Boo.
DVD. Look at you.
DVD.
Yeah.
What happened?
Haller's gonna explode.
I love that. That's
I have
insane.
not watched it yet, but it'll get around to it eventually.
I love it.
You broke Haller.
That's amazing.
She bought you all 3 of those?
Huh?
She bought you.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, that
she's
was my
a keeper.
Christmas gift.
So what happened? What
She's-
happened on the DVD?
Is it Pan and
I don't
Skin
know,
on
that
the
was-
DVD?
I hope so. I don't know. That was what the store had, I guess.
But he just crapped on that thoughtful gift.
No, I was just wondering, she walks up with the 2 and then I'm $5 short. Let's go DVD.
It's not like she brought him the wrong T2 squeeze disc. That would
That's
be worth
true.
breaking up.
Oh,
no.
no.
I used to have that disc, then I sold it to Dave Sherman and it broke in shipping. So
Ooh.
one less of those in the world.
Wow.
So then recently I picked up this movie keeps coming up in our little chat that we're in. Tron Legacy. So
Oh.
finally got that.
Oh,
Haven't watched. I
baby.
saw this when it
Got my
came
glasses.
out, and I really liked it. I think I may have actually seen it in 3D. I don't remember.
Yeah, that was one of
I
the
didn't-
big, early post-Avatar 3D, killer apps.
Yeah.
I never
Especially
saw
the
it.
IMAX
Yeah, it was-
3D version.
It was awesome. I really enjoyed it, and I just haven't seen it since it came out. So I'm looking forward to
I
that.
don't think it's a good movie, but I do like it a lot.
It's great. It's like Armageddon, except it doesn't suck.
Let's not compare apples to
So then
mushrooms.
Then I got
This
some
has a good
music.
soundtrack, right?
Yes.
Speaking of soundtracks, I got the Truxton and Truxton 2 arcade
Ooh.
soundtracks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This- Ordering this was kind of an ordeal. I got it from a guy in Japan on eBay who had a pretty reasonably priced copy. This just came out last year. He sent one to me, and then 2 months went by. I asked him, "Hey, do you have a tracking number that hasn't showed up?" And then like he was like, oh no, but let me know if it shows up in a week or two. It didn't. So then he shipped another one. So then like a month later, I finally got this. But because he didn't do a tracking number in the system on eBay, it still shows that it's shipping now, like 2 months later. So I can't leave feedback because the order hasn't completed. Yeah. So I hope he knows he did a good job. I'm very happy with his customer service.
Oh, he's listening.
I'm sure. Got Blur, Great Escape.
Nice.
And 13.
Oh, 13's the jam.
So we've been listening to those a lot lately. And then I think on the last one I was on, I mentioned I've been getting into more Italian prog rock. So I got Blocco Mentale's. Oh, I'm assuming that's how you say it. Howl, I believe is how you say it. Apparently it's Greek for grass. Oh, yeah. This album's awesome. I love it. And then I also got the only album by this band, I think. One Vecchio Charlie, I think. This is like a 33-minute album. It is all killer, no filler. It's perfect from start to finish.
Is that a CD?
Good old Charlie would be the translation, I guess.
Huh. Well, that face definitely looks like good old Charlie to me. So I agree. And then Maxine, when I ordered those LaserDiscs, she hooked me up with a couple of cool movies. The Super 8 copies of Frankenstein Meets the Space Monster and Godzilla vs. the Thing, a.k.a. Mothra vs. Godzilla. So, and funny thing, right after you sent me these, Maxine, went to a local thrift store, did not find a projector, unfortunately, but I did find a projector screen. And it has, I hope it's safe to be around. It's got like a silver powder on the screen. I'm hoping it's not deadly, but it's like you unfold it and you pull it up. It's got a whole stand and everything. It's probably like 3.5 feet wide. It's pretty cool. So
it's just covered in asbestos.
Exactly like what my grandpa had with
hope not.
Little Super 8 one that he had. So that sounds like his total rig, like my grandpa's. So I'm happy to go to that.
I've been testing it out. I've been rubbing it on my face and trying to breathe it in just to see if it's deadly or not.
It's just colloidal silver. You'll turn blue like Mother God, and you'll be a mummy, and it'll be fine.
Hayden, like that. Season my steak with it.
Hayden, go ahead and make your RIP screen so we can use it after you die. That'd be great.
Yeah.
The asbestos is kicking in.
And then, of course, the most recent thing I got is Armageddon on DVD. So that is all of my non-LaserDisc pickups.
Sweet. All right, what do you got, Haller?
Oh, what do I have?
I'm guessing 3D blues.
Of stuff. First, I want to talk about this thing behind me.
We lost Ryan. Ryan, shift over to Chris.
Well, Ryan said you have the con.
Hey, hang on.
Oh, he's got a baby.
Yeah, I'm a little busy. Here.
Yeah.
Okay. I told you to take it, Sam.
I was just so stressed by the message because when you send me messages, it comes on the screen and I have to like get rid of it because everyone's looking at it. And so I didn't even read it. I'm just like, get the fuck.
I said you have the bridge.
Yeah, you got to send that to me on Facebook Marketplace, or not Marketplace, Messenger. Because
okay, so the last time I was on, I was just getting into 3D Blu-rays.
Yes.
I just purchased a 42-inch plasma from a guy in a local town.
Hell yeah.
And my roommate moved out, so I've been taking over more and more of my house that they had previously when they lived with me. My sister, the ghost.
The ghost? The ghost left?
Yeah, she's gone now. And so I was like, I had this 42-inch television on the wall, and I was like, it's too small. So I bought a 60-inch 3D plasma display.
Yes.
It is a Panasonic ZT60, which is their final, like, last generation plasma display. It retailed for $3,500 plus tax.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it for $154.
Nice.
Great.
And I had a friend help me transport it because it is about 100 pounds, even without the stand. And we mounted it, and it is beautiful. It has 3 different refresh rates for 3D playback, and it is lovely. And I have acquired maybe 50 3D Blu-rays since the last time I was on the podcast. So I'm just going to show a couple of interesting ones.
Cream of the crap.
Show them all.
We're doing no. They're
only
back
groups
here.
of 3.
You have 3D Blu-rays that we didn't think existed.
Okay.
Show them in handfuls of 3.
No.
For 3D.
So some of these, like I already had the Force Awakens in 3D. There was a collector's edition that came out in like 2016, so I picked it up then and there. So I had to get the Japanese steelbook of The Last Jedi.
Oh.
which is originally a 4K release, but I got it super cheap because all it's got on the inside is the 3D disc.
Oh, perfect.
And as I already have the 4K Blu-ray of that on my own, I figured the 3D Blu-ray would be just what I needed. And the Steelbook rocks. I got a brand new sealed 4K and 3D copy of Rise of Skywalker. It's even got the Y seal. Like, it's not like, it's just never been opened.
Did they pay you to take it, or?
Yeah, basically, that's kind of the impression that I got, because I think I paid like $16 for it. And
that was definitely a Christmas present where someone was like, thanks.
Yeah, if you don't know, every Blu-ray release in Japan is like $80 list price. I'm constantly waffling on buying Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 out of Japan because it's the only version that has the 3D disc, and I like that movie in 3D. I saw it in theaters, and I just spending $80 on Guardians of the Galaxy just feels like such a like an ethical error.
I think Ryan's child has said yes, you should buy that Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Let's see, this one just came in, Life of Pi 3D.
Oh.
This one I remember getting cranky over because it beats Anna Karenina for Best Cinematography in the 2013 Oscars. We got a little 3D Japanese John Carter action.
Nice.
This movie rips.
Yeah, it does.
And the Japanese Blu-ray is great. And it's a really decent 3D transfer. Got a little Incredibles 2 in 3D action.
Nice.
I already had the 4K of this. So it turns out that if you're like me and you're obsessed with 3D, you can just hop over to amazon.co.uk and like this was like £6. It was nothing. So I bought like 15 of them for like $7 a piece. We've got the 3D Blu-ray of the Long Day's Journey into Night.
Wow.
I can't tell you much about the movie because I haven't seen it yet. But from what I can tell, like the back half of this movie is in post-converted 3D. It's supposed to be quite impressive. We've got the Japanese 3D Blu-ray of Mad Max Fury Road.
That's pretty cool.
Which I saw in standard 2D in theaters back when it came out. So I'm curious to see if this is any good in 3D. We've got a little Monsters, Inc. action.
Ooh!
Monsters, Inc.'s a goddamn classic. I think I have Monsters University. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I'm trying to get all of the Pixar's and the Disney animated releases. And it's not proving to be hard. I hate spending more than $10 on a 3D Blu-ray.
Preach.
So last year was the big year. It was 2020. The end of 2022 was the big year for Avatar. We had Avatar 2, The Way of Water. That was 2022.
I don't know.
And
it's all one big year now.
Before they released Avatar 2, they did an IMAX 48 frames per second 3D remaster of Avatar. Disney finally issued that remastered 3D Blu-ray on disc in December of last year. So I picked this up. It's not remarkably different from the standard 2009 3D disc, but there is some noticeable differences if you're playing them back and forth. This was nice. It's probably going to be one of the last big mainstream 3D releases until Avatar 3 hits the shelves. We got a little Shrek the Complete collection.
What?
Wow.
All 4 Shrek movies got post-converted into 3D.
Wow.
And you can buy
Nice.
this for it's like $10. You can just like, for the price of a lunch during the afternoon, you can get all 4 Shrek movies. I watched a little bit of the first one, and I was pleasantly surprised at the quality of the conversion.
The quality of the Smash Mouth?
Well, the Smash Mouth doesn't come at you any harder. You can control that.
What a refund!
You can only control that with your remote.
So, is there region lock on 3D for like Japanese ones?
No.
Oh, Vinny's got some 3D.
Japanese-
Oh, he's got the same one.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
$1.
I've still got
But it's
I think a
promo.
lot of Japanese Blu-rays aren't locked.
no,
No,
or they're the same exact region as us.
You can't. Yeah, you
Um,
can't. This is UK. Does yours say for promo only?
Oh.
Sure does.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a little Robert Zemeckis' The Walk.
Wow.
yeah.
Not a particularly great movie, but there's some really, really discomforting 3D when the main character steps out between the Twin Towers. My last 3D Blu-ray, because I curated kind of a cream of the crop, Coraline.
Nice.
Coraline is actually one of the few 3D Blu-rays that like people actively seek out.
Yep, great.
They actually just announced they're doing a remastered 3D theatrical release during the summer. And I will definitely be showing out for that because where there's 3D glasses, I guess I'm going. Let's see, I got a little 4K movie called Titanic.
Never heard of it.
Titanic was recently reissued in 4K in December. It's gorgeous, but it's a little almost overly sharpened because James Cameron's a big fan of using like AI sharpening tools to make his movies look a little bit better.
No, Laserdisc forever on that one.
Yeah, I got LaserDisc. It's pretty good.
This is so like he's doing True Lies, Aliens, and apparently those have really egregious uses of it. Especially True Lies. This I would say is perfect. Like this is the most perfect 4K like catalog title I've ever seen. Like
I don't know.
I have no caveats.
It looks pretty airbrushed.
Well, maybe the cover does, but it looks incredible. The Atmos sound is insane. It felt like my living room was flooding.
Oh,
great 4K.
It might have been. You should check into that.
No. And then get a little Oppenheimer action.
Oh,
my movie of the year. I saw it in theaters 9 times.
Did Hayden's girlfriend buy that for you?
No.
Because
they released it on something other than DVD.
Yeah.
I mean, I've spoken about it at length.
It's great.
Oppenheimer's my favorite movie of 2023. I saw it 9 times. It's tremendous in IMAX 70 millimeter. It's a tour de force, and I got 2 more.
All right. Before Luke's go to sleep. Wake up, Luke.
Hey, there's
he looks
only
devastated.
15 in this stack.
Never mind.
I curated it to expectations.
Keep going. Just keep going.
Disney remastered Avatar in 2D, and they released for a version of it that has 2 additional cuts of the movie. There's the extended cut.
Yep.
And then like the extended cut.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Which is fucking hilarious because that movie's already long as shit. So let's just drag it out a little more. And then I bought every Michael Mann movie on Blu-ray recently.
Yeah.
So I was going on a mission to man. And I got Thief.
Nice.
And Thief is incredible, and the Blu-ray is remarkable even for a 1080p disc. I've got way more, but, you know, who's got the time? So I'm going to pass
Keep going.
off.
Keep going.
I think let's go to Luke.
I could, but I think we'll go to Luke, who's making fun of me. Hey, Luke!
What's going on? What? Ooh.
You buy any records? Or
I did.
videos or something?
Yeah, I bought some stuff. Let's see. My daughter's at the age where she's can watch movies, and it's very exciting. So I think I found some thrift store. So we watched Kiki's Delivery Service. I've never seen this before, but I really liked it. It's a really good movie. This is the version that Hayden and I were talking about on the chat. Like Phil Hartman, he kind of goes to town with his voice work, and he went too hard at the very end, and they fixed it because at the end he plays the cat, and no spoiler alert, but Kiki can't talk to the cat at the very end, and so they fix it. Anyway, this is the fixed version of that. I really enjoyed this movie. It's a straight, there's nothing weird about it. There's nothing crazy about it. It's just a good movie.
Nice.
Picked up Pearl Jam 20. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this little band. It's pretty good.
You're in their territory now.
Are they from where you might live?
Yeah.
I live. No, they're from like Kansas, I think.
Oh, you should get them to sign it then if they're in your backyard.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah, he's upstairs.
I don't think they work anymore.
Keep it down, Vetter.
It's so funny. They show his house in a deleted scene, and that motherfucker has a fire pole in his house, and he slides down it. It's like, Jesus. I picked this one up today. Bob LaFlambeau, Bob the Gambler. No Blu-ray release of this guy yet for the Criterion. So I watched The Last Samurai last night. The other, what's his name, Melville movie,
yep.
and I saw that. Oh yeah, sure, I'm gonna get it. I have a bootleg of it, but whatever. This one I've been really good. These two movies I got it, and I watched it immediately the same day as I got it in the mail. I picked up Morris Peros, Loves a Bitch, the same director who did The Revenant, who did other movies. I don't know. This was his first movie that he did in Mexico in all Spanish.
It's a good one.
Sorry?
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a great one. Yeah. There's 3 different stories. And at the time, I saw it in 2000, and I think I didn't finish it. I thought it was too long. It's a 2.5 hour movie, and it feels like the first block feels pretty long. There's a lot of dog fighting in it. But then it goes on to 2 other stories, and they're like different classes. You have the working class, then you have the rich lady, and then you have the homeless guy at the very. It is. At the time, I thought it was like a Tarantino ripoff, but now I feel like it's more of a what's the guy's name? God damn it, the guy who made Red, White, and Blue. Sam, what's his name? Kieslowski. It's really a Kieslowski, like everyone has a story type of movie. And it was really amazing. I just plowed through it one night. Another one I got that I watched immediately was Meantime. I'm a big fan of Mike Leigh, English director. This has Tim Roth in it, and it also has, what's his face? God damn it. Gary Oldman.
Oh, yeah.
But Tim Roth, this is his character right here. It's just about these 2 boys, anyway, and just living in, working class England. They have no job, and it's just them being in the meantime. It's just wonderful. I don't know what to say. Just an amazing movie.
Nice.
This one, I don't know. Somebody else pushed this one up. Existenz. I got this because Cushing made us all get it.
Great. Hey, that's sold out, Sam.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. There's like a normal. What's the difference between is just the slip, or is there more extras on that?
There's like 5 slips on this thing.
It's the 5 slips that you're not getting. Yeah.
This one,
you get the booklet either.
Slip, another slip, another slip, and then finally gets it's amazing. Yeah. But this has the commentary. This has the Cronenberg commentary from the Canadian DVD that what's his face told us all about, right? Oh, but it's in there. Let's see, what else do I got? I think that's it for movies. For some records, I got this one today. This is I think this just came out, but it's John Waters doing. It's a weird one. He recreates an old comedy record that he liked from '52 or something.
Wow.
And it's pretty. Anyway, John Waters can do whatever the fuck he wants. So it
sounds like he's doing it.
Yep, there you go. So yes, I live in Seattle. I went down to Olympia, which is about an hour away. It's the capital of Washington, and it's also the home of K Records and Beat Happening. Just a great band that I liked growing up. It's so weird, being in this area. I graduated high school in '98, so I was all in the grunge stuff and just all this music coming out of the area. And so I picked up Beat Happening.
That's why I didn't see Armageddon. I was at Luke's graduation.
Hell yeah! I'm still waiting for your gift, by the way, fucker.
Cheap.
This is the original 7-inch, the first 7-inch they ever put out. It's hand colored, all the maracas on there. It's pretty fun. But yeah, Kurt Cobain had a K tattoo on his left arm, just that. Anyway, it's kind of interesting. I was playing that record the other day, and my daughter was dancing to it, and so I was like, "Oh man!" Well, I went back and I got the entire.
Oh damn!
Beat Happening box set. It's got all their records in there.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah. Big time. This one in our chat, this guy Vinny is always talking about this band, Future Islands, and before
I know
it
that.
Was yeah,
Max is pals with them.
Literally, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, Vinny loves him. He's has a big old man crush on him, and he stalked him once at the New York Comic-Con. Right? He took pictures of him. That's pretty weird. But anyway, I picked up this guy because on KEXP, the radio station, they played the Thief song, and that song is so amazing that in my car, it has this thing with the radio where you can rewind the radio. I think some stations have it. I don't know. Yeah, so I just stayed in the car rewinding it, listening to that song over and over. And I'm like, oh man, well I gotta get this. So I bought this new. I don't usually buy new records, but I got that one. How do you know them?
Beardo they've done many of the circuits of tours. They both played Beach Goth and that the festival, and I'm trying to think where it was, but the Growlers put on a festival called Beach Goth, and Triolins played and Voids played.
Yeah, cool. I picked this one up. This is Animal Collective. I don't know if you guys know this one. This is the original one of Sung Tongs. It's a great record. All right, this is a good one. I've been looking for this one for a while. This is Sonic Youth's Sister. So this is an original one.
Oh.
And so nowadays the Disney collage is blocked out, but it's not that one. That's the big one. This picture right here. This one is some famous artist, and it's blacked out as well in the newer releases. So I picked up this guy. I mean, Sonic Youth is a weird band to like nowadays because fuck Thurston, because he left Kim for his fucking 18-year-old house, whatever, but we still love Kim, right? So anyway.
Thurston.
Fucking Thurston.
Yeah.
He really just like, fuck you, guy. And then I got some John Lewis stamps. I picked these up today.
Oh, damn.
John Lewis. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got. I'm about to fall asleep, so it's so late here.
We're getting there. We're almost in. Maxine, do you got anything?
I don't.
Ask Vinny at that time. Come on.
Okay. We'll go over to Vinny. Do you got anything, Vinny?
Do. Remember the other day I went to a record store and I got one of like everything. This is a cassette.
Terence Trent D'Arby.
It's Trent D'Arby.
Yeah.
Great. One of the best debut records. He has changed his name since, but this is great. What else did I get? A VHS.
Oh.
So how to get it? Widescreen presentation, white box. Two girls go stark mod in Smashing Time.
Cute.
Lynn Redgrave and someone else, but it was so cool.
Yeah.
So I had to get it.
Cool.
A record. I got a record too. Star Program.
Oh.
Featuring Michael Jackson and then something in French. I don't know what that means.
All original hits?
Look at the people on the keyboard.
Oh, yeah. Melissa Manchester and Michael Jackson.
And Michael Jackson. Just weird.
As advertised on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had like 3 sealed. Because Bill sent me a thing for my projector, and it looks really cool.
3D owns.
I'm not showing you all of them, but I grabbed Inside Out.
Oh.
Because it's
so good. I've got it over here.
Short. Also, I hope the short is in 3D.
It should be.
The lava one, I love that. That's a great home theater demo too. I got Tron because I barely watched the original when I was a kid, and then we did the Tron ride at Disney, so I thought, oh, my kids are going to want to see this. They don't give a shit. But I think a dog chewed this. But got the lenticular cover, and now I've got. I think only the second one's in 3D. Yeah.
The 3D's not that good in that movie. It's disappointing. I wish it was stronger.
Yeah, you should throw it out.
Yeah, I should. I got this thing, which I haven't opened yet.
Yeah.
Coming at you.
You also sent one of those to me.
Oh, and you didn't hold it up? I didn't know you got it.
No, I got it. It came in the mail today.
Okay. Yeah, I sent you one because I found it the same place I found.
I know Hamilton books got like a pile of them.
I greatly appreciate that.
You're welcome. This is probably the most Roterian thing I own. It's Drive Angry in 3D.
Yes.
Not just any 3D. It's got the classic Blu-ray 3D gray bar logo over the top.
Yeah, big one. I picked up a Region B because I can play, and this might be all Region copy of Once. Great movie.
It's not in 3D?
No, it's not in 3D.
Everything is 3D. Open your eyes, fronts.
The others.
Nice.
Ooh, I've got that as well.
I didn't go for the 4K because, like, unless it's something I truly, really, really love, I'm down on 4K lately. Unless I
Wow.
I'm going to say that the 4K of that movie is not particularly impressive. It's not a it's not a chop buster of a disc.
This is the whole team.
Wow.
All 14 scrummy episodes in one tin.
I do miss those old A&E sets. They did some great DVDs.
We got the LaserDisc of Mr. Bean. Anybody?
I do. I believe
I've got
you
the
sent it
image
to me.
releases. I need the Japanese one at some point.
I was selling the
You sent me
Japanese
the
one, and
movie.
I was late on it.
Yep.
The red cover. I got Fellowship Potemkin, a Kino title.
Yeah.
DVD.
Every film student's favorite from their
Only
film
69
history
minutes.
class.
Referenced all the time and everything else.
The steps.
Yep.
I never had this on Blu-ray. I never saw the Blu-ray, really.
Nice.
Wow.
Great movie.
Often.
The
So I
3D?
read it.
Yeah, 3D.
Director approved.
Oh, that was nice of them to sign it for you.
Criterion, but it has the Criterion looking stuff.
Yeah.
And then Kino had their sale. You know, I went in for like one title, After Dark My Sweet.
Ah, yes.
And then just to get damn free shipping, I ended up with a lot of them.
All right, Spencer.
Which is the Yorgos Lanthimos' amazing, incredible movie. See it immediately. I just watched Poor Things, which I loved.
Poor things, Rose.
Death Takes a Holiday. These are all. This is a blind buy. Not seen it. Want to? Murder by Decree. I do have a good number of Sherlock Holmes things.
Yeah.
Why not? Who's Holmes in this? Christopher Plummer.
Yep.
Man with a Movie Camera, which I think is like top 10 on the Sight and Sound list. Russian, silent.
Yep.
Why not? I want to get through that Sight and Sound list, at least the big ones. And then even some highbrow Godard 3D.
I've got that over there as well.
How does that? Have you watched it?
I have not. I've watched maybe a dozen 3D Blu-rays in the last 2 months.
That's it.
Wow. Well, thanks for sharing, everybody.
Yeah.
We're almost through.
Yeah, it's Super Bowl on it now.
Yeah, I think who's winning? The
The,
Rough Riders?
The
Rough Riders.
South Texas.
Oh, yeah.
John's team is winning.
The Tough Skins. Yep.
Bang, bang. Niner gang, baby. Come on. Bang, bang.
Go for it.
You going for the Niners?
I don't know.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So anyways, recommendations other than the Super Bowl. Let's do some final recommendations. I'm not going to recommend Tokyo Vice yet because only 2 episodes have launched, so I will wait till the entire season launches to watch that. But I'm going to recommend a badass sci-fi movie that just randomly was on Max that I didn't even know was on there. I think it's from 2018 called Aniara, and it's a very grim existentialist sci-fi film based on a novel-length science fiction poem from Sweden from like 1956. And so it's got big Solaris, sunshine kind of vibes. Like one of the things I said, it was like if the second half of WALL-E got infected with like THX 1138 and Solaris and that sort of thing. Really stylish and interesting. Yeah, Danish-Swedish co-production. Lots of sex, cults in space. You gotta love cults in space. Really, really interesting film. So Aniara, I recommend it. There's a holodeck that commits suicide because it's just so sick of dealing with humans. Holodecking all the time. It's just like, nope, I'm out. I was like, damn, that is hardcore. Aniara's holodeck doesn't mess around. So I recommend it heartily. Ryan, what do you got?
Only thing new that I've seen that I liked was the Iron Claw. I caught that beginning of the year. It was really entertaining. If you like wrestling, if you don't like wrestling. Very depressing story, but still really good. And don't have kids because they cut into your movie time. But you don't have to work, so it's like a trade-off. I've actually seen more movies in the past like month than I have like the last 3 months of last year. So it's all good.
Sweet. How much more baby time you got? Are you on baby? You're on baby.
I'm on baby time for another 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. Oh, wow. Except for this week, I had to go into work, and I have to again tomorrow. So whatever.
Are they making you work from home, any?
No, I'm on paternity leave. So
it looks like you're doing work. So good for you.
Yeah, I'm totally doing work. He's just growing, and he's trying to steal laser discs from the other one. So the battles are on for the collection now.
Yes.
Hayden, what about you?
We were about halfway through the third season, so then we just have the fourth season to watch. Succession. I had no interest in watching it at first because I thought like, oh, a bunch of rich kids trying to inherit their business from their media mogul dad. That sounds awful. That sounds like I would just hate the characters. And that's what's great is you do. They are the worst people on the face of the planet, and it's so entertaining. It's so good. I would.
Yeah, Vinny.
Looking forward to see.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I say Vinny and I were strong champions of Succession all the way through to the end, and I think I want to extend it for Vinny and I. We're so proud of you, Hayden. And everyone else can fucking catch up or get out.
Where is
Tokyo
it?
Vice.
It's on HBO Max,
baby.
Okay, great.
Yep.
I'll watch that.
Yeah, we're really repping Max tonight. They should cut us some checks.
Yeah, literally.
Just saying.
My namesake, for goodness sake.
Chris, what do you got? Recommendation?
We are currently living in the most interesting time to be a fan of the IMAX format again. We just finished the IMAX brand just finished like a 6-month run of Oppenheimer in IMAX 70 millimeter, and Dune Part 2 is coming out in IMAX 70 millimeter on early March.
Oh.
And to lead up, Warner Brothers is recommissioning the 12 prints of Tenet that they made in the 2020 season. And so in February, I will be heading to the Great White North to see Tenet in IMAX 70 millimeter and 70 millimeter. And then I'm heading to Lincoln Square 13 in New York City to see Dune Part 2. And I am going to recommend that you go out there and you embrace these limited runs, because there was a time when it looked like they were never going to break out the IMAX film projectors ever again. And now there's more opportunities to see them in action, showing excellent movies. Well, I'm assuming Dune Part 2 is going to be good. I just saw Dune Part 1 again today, and it's tremendous. So I have an extreme amount of confidence that it's going to be a wonderful experience. And just go see more movies in the theaters.
And go to Canada.
No, don't go to Canada. I go to Canada because I'm crazy, because it's the closest IMAX 70 millimeter projection site to my house. But just go see more movies in the theaters. What's holding you back, haters? A small-ass screen versus a projector on a 50-foot screen? Get the fuck out of here.
But I could just get Tenet on DVD instead.
Yeah, right?
I'm sorry, you could get Regal Unlimited, $21.99 a month. You can see everything you want.
Well,
You can get
now, let me stop you there. It's more here. It costs more here.
Yeah.
It does, but that's because you have nicer theaters. It is literally based on how nice your theaters are. You got AMC A-List. If you got Cinemark, you're shit out of luck. They have the worst subscription program. But just go see a movie in a dark room on a large screen with decent sound, and I think you will be 20% more immersed in your movie content than you would be at home, where you can check your cell phone to distract you. That's my recommendation.
Okay. Shout out to Yorma in the chat. He just showed up. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Yorma.
Yorma.
Yeah, from LDF. All right, who's up next? Luke, I think, right? What do you recommend?
I just want to check out my Vista shirt.
Yeah, what's the deal?
Is
I
that
have
new
not.
Bev?
Say what?
Is that from the new Bev?
No, it's from the Vista.
Yeah, but
so he opened the Vista back up.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and they're playing like newer runs.
First run, but still 35.
Runs, yeah. So yeah, and it looks pretty cool. Like the new Bev it's just a box, man. There's nothing going on in there, but the Vista looks pretty cool. Anyway, because yes, I've seen a movie. God damn, why did I get berated by people telling me to go see a movie? I saw 4 things. I saw American History in the movie theater. I bought my popcorn. Damn it, God! I went to
You did your part.
I did my part.
Okay, Luke, you're exempt from my recommendation. All of you other fucking haters.
Vinny owns a goddamn movie theater.
Vinny owns a theater.
People in the chat.
There's people in a chat?
Yeah.
I'm just talking to you guys.
Yeah, drop in the chat. got Jeremy in there. We got Yorma. We got Tightweight. We got Eric Pieper.
Basically, everyone in a time zone where it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's up, Australia?
Yeah.
I would like to recommend the We Are the World documentary, which is called what's it called?
The Greatest Night in Pop.
Yeah, it was so good. It's all about the night they recorded We Are the World. It has Lionel Richie, basically narrating the whole thing. And I love Lionel Richie. Like I've always loved him. He's just a solid dude. And he throws shade at Michael Jackson, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a fan of Michael
And it's
Jackson.
funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It was just
Where's
it's
that
just
on?
Netflix.
Netflix. Yeah, definitely check that out. Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch, and that's it.
Cool.
And also, you need to go to the movie theater.
The Vista.
And you need to buy your candy and the popcorn, and then you watch the screen, and then that's it.
It got turned into Cosby at the end there.
Yeah, the little Cosby in there. The jello, you put the jello, and then the boo-da-boo.
Hello, there's the sissy pudding.
You can get a pudding pop at your local AMC or Regal. Maybe we do need to support those major corporations.
Hey,
one of the main reasons I came to the city, there's many of them, but I live in Bremerton, and there is a
Do not. All my family lives there.
Huh? Really?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll talk.
And then, of course, MXPX has the song "Move to Bremerton." I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do it. But there's two theaters. There's a nice indie, another nonprofit theater downtown. They don't give a fuck about selling tickets. They just have the building open. And I saw the sad movie. Not sad movie, but the relationship movie. You saw it too, Howler. With
Fallen Leaves?
Fallen Leaves. Yeah, I saw that there. That was great.
Lovely little movie.
It was a lovely, nice and short movie.
I cried during that movie. It was quite emotional for me.
And I saw that, and I saw Poor Things. And then I really wanted to see the wrestling movie, but that kind of disappeared from the era. But Seattle has so many theaters. The Cinerama is something else now. It's called, but it's back open, and they're running Lord of the Rings like all week. They're running like all the Hobbits, and I was seriously thinking about going today, but then I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm hoping next week they hopefully will have better things going, and I will go. And
you don't want to see the Hobbits in 48 frames?
Extended version too. Version, probably off of somebody's Blu-ray too.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of
Someone
here!
just pops them in and hits play. Yep.
I love that.
Start skipping. You're like, wait, skipping.
Elisar in the chat wants to know if Star Trek Next Gen episodes on LaserDisc are worth anything.
No.
Nah. That's about what I thought.
I've got them all, and if I own it, it ain't worth shit.
Yep. I mean, maybe the box sets are worth like a couple dollars more than the individual US releases.
No, 99 yen for a box, and then $50,000 for shipping.
All right, there you go. All right, Maxine, you got any recommendations?
Oh my goodness. Well, I wanted to see Poor Things. I didn't get to see it yet.
You gotta go to the theater.
I know. I was waiting for a cheap day, and I
go to Canada.
It's exploded. It's everywhere here.
Yeah.
Like every theater is playing it now.
It's playing. Yeah. I could go see it. I just haven't had the time to go.
I just don't want to go to the movie theater.
Yeah.
She's anti-theater, right?
I go to a Regal all the dang time because I love Regal.
Which Regal do you go to?
Well, I'm not going to tell anybody my Regal, so they come sit next to me weirdly. Okay.
I go to Cinemark. Sorry.
But yeah, I am going to go see Lisa Frankenstein. That's the one I'm most looking forward to.
I saw that trailer and I thought of you. Yeah, I was like, that's a Maxine movie right there.
Very neat.
I will be going to see that on Tuesday.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, I want to see it on Tuesday too because it's cheaper. Regal.
I just work for another movie theater now. Oops.
Cinemark?
No, I work for Apple Cinemas. I told you this.
I know.
Why are you wearing the shirt?
I'm just playing it up.
Wearing that shirt then?
You're wearing the wrong shirt.
Traitor.
Because now that I don't work for Regal, these are just shirts that I wear around the house.
Oh, this just in, you're fired because you were repping the wrong theater.
Fuck.
Now you can work for Cinemark.
So the only movie that I saw that I would like talk about right now is I just literally before I was gonna do a double feature of Seven and Armageddon, and then I watched Seven, and then I couldn't watch anything else after that.
Yeah,
I was like, I'll have to just sit with that now.
That'd be a weird
Jesus Christ.
collaboration. Yeah.
That would have killed me if I tried that.
My roommate almost threw up in my lap during Sloth when we went to see Seven
God,
in the theater.
I was under the damn covers. I was like, I'm not. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that movie rocked my world.
I did not. I streamed it, and now I'm going to go and grab my Criterion box set that's not here and bring it here and then watch that.
Oh yeah, there's some good stuff on there too.
Yeah, I want to see more of that.
Exclusive commentary track on there.
It's sourced from a silver retention print.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh. Someone told me it had like an alternate ending, and then I went on a spiral of like trying to see if there was an alternate ending.
It's all storyboards. You know, it's on there, but it's not actually filmed.
Turns out they find an eighth deadly sin.
There's storyboards of it on the
so you can check out what it would have been. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Also, like an alternate opening, and there's a couple other extra things on there.
That I heard. Yes. That I was like confirmed on. I wasn't sure if there was actually a confirmed or just like if it was just like speculated and written down on like cocktail that.
But like the CAV stuff is wild because it's got like every photograph of Sloth like over his period of a year. So it's like you can still frame through all that stuff. And,
why would anyone want to do that?
It's wild. Yeah. It's a really good box set.
Oh my God. Okay, cool.
All right, Vinny, what do you got for recommendation?
I am making my way through the Oscar nominees. Poor Things was incredible. I watched that. Killers of the Flower Moon wasn't bad. You know, it's not perfect, but there's enough to really like in there.
Long.
Yeah. Anatomy of a Fall is amazing.
Oh my God, beautiful movie.
What a great child performance. That kid was incredible. But my favorite movie still so far in the year is Past Lives. You can now see it on Paramount Plus or Showtime or both.
Or go see it in a movie theater.
Yeah,
you gotta go to the theater, Vinny.
Still there. Yeah, that's my favorite so far. I'm not.
You haven't seen Oppenheimer yet.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm gonna show Oppenheimer at my house soon.
No, go see it in 70mm somewhere in New York City.
I'll send you the DVD.
Yeah, he's gonna be right on that.
Vinny, you live a stone throw away from Lincoln Square.
I know. I'll get there if I can.
Vinny owns a theater, but he gets screeners of movies and just watches them in his house.
I can understand the convenience play on that.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, I'm actually interviewing in our theater live the director of One Love, Ronaldo Marcus Green, will be in town. We'll talk to him actually before the movie because he has something else. But anyway, and I'm in between stuff. I haven't watched True Detective. People are raving. I haven't started yet.
That's season 4, right?
Yeah.
Jodie Foster.
Yep.
Curb is back, so that's always fun. I started the show, the Japanese Squid Game thing.
Oh, like the real game one or the actual show Squid Game?
No, that show you guys all recommended that I forgot that you recommended. What the hell is it called? It's on Netflix. Japanese.
Yeah, Squid Game.
No. It's like Squid Game, but it's
because there's
Alice in Wonderland one.
Alice in Borderland.
Okay,
we got it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not loving it, but every day or so I remember I'm watching it, and then I'll try it again.
Okay.
Another round of it. But we'll see where it's going.
All right.
And today
Vinny is watching something that Sam recommended. Maybe one day Sam will watch something.
I swear I must have by now. I must have watched something that Vinny recommended, right? Yeah.
We need to hypnotize Sam.
Severance. God damn it, watch Severance.
Season 2 coming soon.
I watched the Criterion channel.
Oh yes.
You're doing spots? Are you doing a live read?
Yeah, I'm working for Tokyo Vice. Yeah.
A James Mason noir, the last movie he did in England before he moved to America, called The Upturned Glass. It was really cool.
Wow.
Gothic noir, they call it.
As the kids say.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Oh.
That's it.
Good recommendation. I can't believe we're going to close out the show without Ryan.
1 a.m.
I know.
Rest in peace. He must not have made it. This was a pretty long podcast. What can I say? Not for the faint of heart.
I mean, we had a lot going on, and we had to talk about Armageddon for.
We didn't even talk about the Def Leppard Armageddon it. So.
Armageddon.
What?
They needed more Def Leppard.
Getting it?
Armageddon it.
Really? Are you really getting it though?
And yeah, just to wrap things up, get the book! Get the book!
The box.
Get the book!
I want to name this comet after my wife Dottie because she's a black hole that's
Yeah.
what the fuck's the lie?
That's the laugh out of you.
He lived in a trailer, but then had another house with a goddamn telescope in it. It was. He should have just lived there. It was bigger.
That was the house, and then it contained the telescope, and they had to buy the trailer because he built the house into the telescope. That's my.
I want to see a movie about him
money
and
to
her.
buy the telescope, he could buy a bigger house. He was in the Navy, man. Like he said, he was. I mean, I was in the Navy. Come on.
I think we need to end the podcast with one question, and that question is what are you doing with a gun in space?
Good question.
What are you doing with a gun in space?
Oh, Ryan, we were going to leave without you, but.
Oh, yeah, the baby really got angry when Haller was talking and pooped, and then he got hungry when Haller was talking.
I have that effect on children.
Yeah.
Did we talk about Fargo?
No.
Oh, well, Fargo finished, and it was pretty good. How'd you feel about the ending, Luke?
I didn't get there. We didn't wife and I were watching it. It's a funny story. Like it lost me, but then it got me back. And then like the next night, wife didn't say anything about it. Like, let's watch Fargo. And she just like, it's just never come up again.
I've had that happen
that
with
goes.
many a show.
That's the gift of death.
They just casually go away.
People seem to like the ending. I didn't care for too much. I think it was a couple episodes too long. I liked the A plot, the ham stuff. The other guy, the other hitman guy, wasn't.
I felt like they had these big setups. It had no budget to actually have the setups happen.
Yeah.
Like they could have had like a big shootout at the end, and well, they did, but they didn't show any of it, or they kind of did, or maybe did. And that's the only thing. I felt like they were limited by being on FX versus like Max or anything else.
Yeah, it's worth watching. Performances are good and solid.
Nice. Good times. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you all want to go buy a copy of Armageddon on LaserDisc and cherish it.
Or the soundtrack, or
Or are you going to go see a movie in a movie theater?
Armageddon playing in 35mm nearby, maybe somewhere.
I would die to see this movie in 35mm.
I did it. You can touch me, and somehow I'll, transmit that energy into you.
I don't think that's gonna. If I ever meet you in person, I'm not gonna touch you to assimilate Armageddon.
I mean, you should. I mean, you can.
Exactly what happened.
I'm just saying it's on the table.
All right. Keep it on the table. We'll negotiate this at a later date.
Yeah. All right. Thanks to everybody in the chat for hanging out. And we'll be back in. Oh, do we have another movie lined up? Nothing yet, right? For the next episode?
Didn't we discuss what we had earlier? I forget what it was.
Yeah.
We're going to watch that next.
Which one? Oh, that movie. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, the one that we put on our list.
And we were going to do bad covers again at some point too, right?
Yeah, Sam's going to go back and get us a bad cover list. He's going to watch this one to see the one that we suggested earlier.
Yep.
And, we'll get back to it in, March or April.
Sounds good. And watch more Keith David films.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the theater.
It's a bad cover.
There we go. You win. Bye, everybody.
All right. See you guys.
Peace.
Christmas tree.